Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what time it is right now. It is time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, bringing you yet another volume of One Piece today. And also, happy 4th of July to all my fellow Americans. Enjoy yourselves, eat, drink responsibly, and be merry with those around you. As I said in my community posts, enjoy yourselves today and wait until nighttime to set off some fireworks, because that makes more sense. Let's go ahead and see today. We are going to be reading through volume 50 of the series, which means I am now just 32 volumes away from getting to where I first started doing reactions to this series. And then I will have read every single chapter of One Piece. So, actually, it was in Punk Hazard when I first started reading manga chapters of One Piece, but all the way in Whole Cake Island when I started doing reactions to them. But all the same, once I get to the point where I start doing reactions, I'll have every chapter of One Piece read on this channel currently. Good to see you, Kohagen. Good to see you, Ogata. And good to see you, Ozzy. Let's go ahead and begin with today's volume. Well, today's volume is titled Arriving Again. So let's see how we start out with it. The Story of One Piece, Volume 50. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream to become the greatest pirate in history, stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks. People keeping you up with fireworks? No, they're not keeping me up with fireworks. I just be hearing it when the sun is still out sometimes. Or at least when the sun is going down, but not dark enough to actually see them. And Kitty says that there are people setting off fireworks days in advance before the 4th even came around. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim, a serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Undeterred, you could either sit and watch Joey Chestnut stuff his face full of hot dogs, or choose the better option and enjoy the climax of Thriller Bark. Ozzy. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited some crewmates. Master Swordsman Zoro, treasure hunting thief Nami, lying sharpshooter Usopp, the high-kicking chef Sanji, Chopper, the walk-and-talkin' reindeer doctor, the mysterious archaeologist Robin, and cyborg shipwright Frankie. Having entered into the world's greatest ocean, the Grand Line, Luffy and crew replace their old ship with the Thousand Sunny. The Straw Hats get lost in a storm and wind up in the mysterious Florian Triangle. There, they meet Brook, a musically inclined skeleton, and a new adventure begins. Thousand Sunny is summoned to the Ghost Island Thriller Bark, a creepy place crawling with zombies. The person who controls those zombies is one of the 7 warlords of the sea, Gecko Moria. He has amassed his undead army by stealing people's shadows and inserting them into the zombies that Dr. Hogback created. Luffy's shadow was taken and placed inside the beast Oars, a giant monster who feels no pain. And over the course of their battles, half the Straw Hat crew lose their shadows to Moria's wiles. If sunlight hits their bodies while they have no shadow, Luffy and the others will melt away. Just before dawn, Luffy gets an assist from the rolling pirate crew, who pack him full of shadows for a super-powered battle against Oars. The giant has fallen, but now Moria has absorbed all the shadows on the island, giving him immense power. And what's going on with Bartholomew Kuma, another of the 7 warlords? So, the chapters, as Kohagen always chimes in to say, we only have 10 chapters to go through today. Chapters 482 all the way down to 491. So we're going to see the end of Thriller Bark and the introduction to Sabaody in this very same volume. Sabaody is where things get serious. Chapter 482, Morning is Coming. And we get people screaming out, "Morning is coming! Quick, everyone back to the forest!"
I can't believe it. He's a monster. He absorbed the shadows of every zombie on the island.
He could split the island open with a single blow. Moria's now more powerful than Oars ever was.
It's over! Run! Captain Lola, over here! Get into the shade! Do you want to die? Captain Lola! Live or die, I don't care anymore, but I refuse to go back to hiding in shadows! Captain! Hey! How can you guys hope to win? There's no way you can defeat Moria! He's a monster with the power of 1,000 men! And he has your shadows, too! Your powers are his! Time's up, guys! Come on!
And then Zoro says, if you're gonna stand there and watch, then shut up. This match with Moria has already been won by us. Now it's just a race against time until the morning sun rises. Moria's just trying to run out the clock with that desperate move. And everyone is just looking completely dumbfounded as to what Zoro's saying. Then we get Luffy, who puts his hand on his knee and uses Gear Second! And he powers up in front of Moria, who's also powered up by Shadows Asgardo! Will we be wiped out by the sun, or will Moria destroy himself first? Then it cuts to Moria, who's just immensely engorged on shadows that he basically ripped from every zombie on the entire island. And then he tries to smash Luffy, but Luffy dodges out of the way. And then Moria continues to try and hit him, but Luffy keeps dodging all of his hits. And then Luffy grabs onto Moria's clothing. Gum! And within a split second, Luffy hits Moria directly in his chest with Jet Rocket! And this hits Moria extremely hard, and we start to see shadows start to emanate from Moria's mouth. The shadows are escaping! Jet Bazooka! And in an instant, he hits Moria again, causing even more shadows to emanate from him. Jet Bazooka! Again! Look at them go! But those shadows are supposed to be under his command. How can they... Moria's losing consciousness, and with it, his command! And this is Usopp. Even for someone like Moria, controlling 1,000 shadows is too much for the mind to bear! And Moria mentally can't handle, having all those shadows within him. Luffy was able to contend with 100 shadows, which should have been impossible. So Moria trying to contend with 1,000 shadows, his mind is on the brink of breaking. And Moria's holding his head because of all the stress. Gum! Brick Bat! And then the bats start to surround Luffy while he's preparing to launch at Moria. Black Box! And then all the brick bats turn into one big massive box that surrounds Luffy. I'm trapped inside. Die! As Moria punches the black box that Luffy is supposed to be in. A direct hit! With the punch that cracked the island! Straw Hat! And then the black box falls to the ground. And then Moria, seeing this, begins to make his way so he can step on the black box. Stop! And then Moria stomps on it. This is your punishment. This is what happens to little snots who get cocky in my neck of the sea. This is what happens when you defy the 7 warlords. You've gotta know your place. Nails that stick out are always pounded back in. That's the way things work, boy. And Moria is just berating Luffy as he just stomps on this black box over and over and over again. And Brook and Luffy cry out, Mr. Luffy! Luffy! And then Luffy just bursts out of the black box as if what Moria didn't affect him at all. I may be a little snot in a nail that sticks out, but I'll never let anyone pound me down. He's standing up! You won't be pounded down. You really are naive, kid. Rubber always bounces back. He's got a point. And then Moria gets he growls and gets angry at the fact that Luffy is unbothered by all of his antics.
I'll make you spit them all out in no time!
His straw hat unkillable? And then the sun starts rising even more, and some people are actually starting to get hit by the sunlight. With their shadows being gone, they immediately feel the burn of disintegration.
Yeah! It's dawn! Yeah! I'm burning!
Idiot! Come into the shade! You'll disintegrate!
Help! My hand! It's disappearing!
Hurry into the shade! It's too dangerous in the courtyard! Here I go. Bone balloon! And Luffy blows into his finger. Hey! Are you sure you want to use that technique too? Don't you remember what happened to you last time when you only used Gear 2, Luffy? Oh wait, this is Usopp saying,
Don't you remember what happened to you last time when you only used Gear 2, Luffy? Luffy, you're being too reckless!
Goes Usopp and Chopper respectively. Gum, Giant!
Your body will burst!
And while Luffy's also using Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd at the same time, he's pushing his body. He's pushing his body by using Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd at the same time. And he glares at Moria. Jet Shell! And using his engorged, hardened body with Gear 3rd, he launches at Moria. And he's basically turned himself into a solid human cannonball. And hits Moria directly into his solar plexus.
Yeah!
Whoa! Such power! He's spewing shadows!
Yeah, I can't let them go. Shadows! I am your commander!
And Moria is struggling. Moria is struggling to keep the shadows stuffed in him, so he starts covering his mouth to keep them from seeping out. The creep! He's not gonna let them go! And then Lola chimes in.
Listen to me, my shadow! Come back right now!
Captain Lola!
Can't you hear me, Shadow? You belong to me, not him! We've been together since birth! We were born into this world together! Come back to me! I searched for 3 long years for that zombie that had you inside him! You're there, aren't you? If you hear me, come back to me! Come back to...
And then some of Lola's crew tackles her.
Come back to Captain Lola! Take shelter in the shade! You'll disintegrate! I can't take it anymore! My shadow is right there!
You're right. Our shadows are right there, right before our eyes, inside of Moria. But if we run now, we might never get a chance like this again. But to challenge one of the 7 warlords...
Come back to us, shadows!
Come home! Come back to where you belong! Come back! Come back! I have some... And then it cuts to Luffy, who's still making his way towards Moria. I have something to say to my shadow, too. Hey, you! If you want to be the shadow of the king of the pirates, then shape up and follow me! And then Luffy uses Gum Jet Shell on Moria once again, while Moria's still struggling to keep the shadow stuffed in him.
Yeah!
And Moria is struggling more and more and more. And as he's doing that, Luffy is shown flying, spiraling away because he's let all the air out of him. And Moria's struggling to stand as it shows that the mast, basically the mast building a Thriller bark, falls directly on top of him.
Yeah! He did it!
And then it cuts to Moria, who's, like stuck underneath this building as his mouth is no longer being covered and the shadows start to emanate from his mouth.
Right on! Straw Hat! You think you can? Then go! You think things have been tough so far? The real nightmare is waiting in the new world!
And as he says this, we see Luffy, who's shrunken down to like a small size because of Gear 3rd's drawbacks. And then all of the shadows shooting up into the air from Moria.
The shadows are returning!
And then it cuts to the sun shining, and it shines on Zoro's face. And his face immediately starts to disintegrate, along with the faces of Sanji and Robin.
Hey, you guys!
Says Usopp.
Shade, have to hurry,
goes Lola. And then everyone gets hit by the sunlight. Everyone gets hit by the sunlight. And that's the end of chapter 482. Onwards to chapter 483, the end of the dream. And then everyone is screaming as sunlight hits Thriller Bark. And we see the shadows shooting up into the sky.
Hey, Zoro! Robin! Dachi!
And we see the bodies of Zoro, Robin, and Sanji starting to fully disintegrate. Like their heads are gone, Robin's arm is disintegrating, we don't see the head of Sanji. And then Luffy starts to disintegrate too.
Luffy!
But he won! How can this be happening? Was he too late?
No way! They're disappearing too! Captain Lola! Yeah! Everyone!
But he won! It's not fair!
A certain pirate ship on the Grand Line. Captain! You've got to come on deck, sir!
Shut your trap, you crazy cur. You know it'll just melt away in the morning sun. It's been 2 years since Moria stole our shadows and we...
But Captain! Look down at your feet!
I have a shadow.
I have a shadow! All of us do, Captain! All our shadows have been returned! Maybe someone finally defeated Moria.
No, that's impossible. I heard that Moria was tough enough to go toe-to-toe against Kaido, one of the 4 pirate emperors.
The Grand Line, various places throughout the West Blue.
It's back! My shadow!
As it cuts to a Navy officer who apparently lost their shadow. And then it cuts to other people on an island. How many years has it been since I stood in sunlight? Our zombies on Thriller Bark died!
Moria's curse has been broken, boss!
We can look at the rising sun! Look, my shadow! My shadow is following me! And now we know that Kaido is an emperor? Yeah, I think this is... Because here's the thing. Wait, didn't Garp already mention that when he first showed up? Or did... Okay, so no. Hold on. Before y'all say anything, let me correct myself. Garp talked about, like, the most powerful pirates, but we never heard the names of those. So in this chapter, this is the first time that we hear that Kaido is one of those 4 emperors that Garp was talking about when we first saw him. I corrected myself. Don't even think about it. So this is the first time that Kaido is actually mentioned to be the one that's part of the 4 emperors, part of the Yonko.
Look, my shadow! My shadow is following me!
And then someone drops a whole stack of plates.
My reflection in the mirror. My shadow! My shadow!
Hey, what's all the fuss about, Margarita?
What?
What? Your shadow is back? The shadow that was stolen by pirates 10 years ago?
I'm sorry, Master. I got so excited that I broke your treasured dishes. I did hate plates once, but I've gotten over that. I didn't mean it, really. I'm so sorry. I'll leave the matter at once.
What are you saying? Who cares about the plates?
Huh?
You're not hurt, are you? Then you've got nothing to cry about. I'm so happy for you, Margarita. Let's celebrate.
Yes, Master.
And then she's sniffing. Then we cut back to Thriller Bark. Moria was the one who mentioned Kaido's name after he captured Luffy's shadow, and now we know he's an emperor. Yes. Yes. And then it cuts to Nami, Frankie, Brooke, Usopp, and Chopper as they go like... As they're looking awestruck.
Whoa!
Can you believe we're still alive?
For an instant, I felt like I was climbing to heaven.
I wouldn't mind going to heaven a little early if it was with you, Robin.
This is no laughing matter, you idiots!
As Robin, Sanji, and Zoro are fine. Even though their bodies were disintegrating, they came back because their shadows came back.
We really thought you guys were dead! We watched your heads disintegrate in the sunlight! It was so scary!
Goes Chopper.
It seems they're all okay too!
I can feel the morning sun! No need to fear the dawn anymore!
I have a shadow! We don't have to hide in the dark forest ever again! We did it! We did it! Our existence was on the verge of disappearing when the morning sun shined on us. but the instant our shadows were returned, we were resurrected.
I'm guessing it's the same reason why Moria could control bodies by manipulating shadows. The two share some kind of link, even when they're apart. Though
they integrated. Yeah, instead of disintegrated, they integrated. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look that word up and see the present, the past tense, and the synonyms of that. The instance of disintegration and integration. We never really look into the specifics of disintegration, do we? Ever? I don't think we have.
I'm guessing it's the same reason why Moria could control bodies by manipulating shadows. The two share some kind of link, even when they're apart. Though all I understand is that bodies and shadows have the same shape.
Relax. Nothing this crazy is gonna happen again.
I'm so glad we didn't lose anyone.
Yeah. All this fretting over you guys has me wiped. We got any cola?
And then it cuts back to Sanji.
All the weird creatures and creepiness we encountered since arriving on this island were an illusion created by Moria. Now that he's been destroyed, there's nothing left. It's like waking up from a bad dream. Everyone has disappeared. What a horrible spook house that was.
And then it cuts back to the zombies who no longer have any way of moving, and it cuts back to Moria, who's just, stuck underneath a building. And then we cut to someone slapping Absalom going,
Wake up, Absalom! I don't recall making you into such a wimp!
Ugh.
And we cut to Absalom and Hogback!
Hogback? What happened to us? Huh? Lola!
Pipe down! The shadows are gone! I don't know what happened here, but by the looks of things, we must have been defeated. Pathetic.
Master Moria lost to the Straw Hat?
Not so loud! Shush! Keep your voice down! It's too loud, you fool!
As Hogback is screaming to the top of his lungs, telling Absalom to be quiet.
Thriller Bark is useless now, but I don't intend to live the rest of my life a washed-up loser. What do you want to do next?
Next?
And then it cuts back to Luffy and the crew. Did Luffy shrink earlier?
Luffy's shrinking is in response to prolonged use of giant gear mode.
Don't you think Luffy's new technique takes too much of a toll on his body? What if we encounter an even stronger foe up ahead?
You know how he is. He'll keep on being reckless.
I'm worried about him.
And then Nami's looking, and then it cuts to someone right next to Usopp, and it's the old man with severe injuries. Excuse me?
Whoa! A zombie! There's one who still has a shadow!
No, I'm just an old man with severe injuries.
Quit trying to trick me! Just admit you're a zombie!
You're the old man we met at the graveyard.
And this is Sanji. I can't believe that the day has actually come when I can walk beneath the sun. Thank you. I don't know how I'll ever repay you.
Old man spoil!
Old man!
The honorary chairman of the Victims Club.
And then it cuts to Lola.
All of you, I'm sorry we didn't thank you sooner. We're eternally grateful to you. Sorry we pulled all those weird tricks on you.
We saw you in action and decided to place all our hopes on you.
All of us in the Thriller Bark Victims Club want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
As Lola and her rolling pirate crew all kneel before the Straw Hats.
We'll never forget what you did for us.
Thank you very much.
In gratitude, I'll offer myself as a bride.
No thanks.
Everyone says no thanks. All the dudes say no thanks.
Oh, don't say that.
There's no need to thank us. Remember what Luffy said, old man. We forgot we fought for our own reasons.
Especially you!
Especially you! Let's tie the knot, scrumptious!
And you just happen to be saved too. And then Nami comes in and slaps Zoro in the face. Enough to send blood flying out of his nose and mouth.
What a rude thing to say! They're all so grateful!
She's right, bro. Let us do something to pay you back. Whatever your reasons, we're just glad that Moria's been beaten.
See? Nami?
Huh? That's right! There was something really important I was supposed to tell you guys!
What's that?
Ooh! He's here! I'm almost forgot!
What's the matter?
It's terrible!
I see.
And then someone says this off in the distance.
So my fears were right.
So it seems.
We finally decided on a replacement for Crocodile. We can't have another hole open up among the 7 warlords.
Who's that?
As Kuma is sitting up on a pillar above where they all are.
He's here,
goes Nami.
Okay, guys. Try to stay calm as I explain. While you guys were busy battling Moria and his zombies, I forgot to tell you something. Moria wasn't the only one of the 7 warlords on this island.
And then everyone looks and gasps.
That guy is one of them too! That guy is one of them too! What? What did you just say?
And then the pirates go,
That's...
And then someone talking on the Denden Mushi to Kuma goes,
Does he have any life left in him?
Hard to say.
If he is alive, I prefer to wait for his recovery and keep him as one of the 7 warlords.
7 warlords?!
We won't act until we know for sure. If we keep losing warlords one after another, it will tarnish the prestige of the title. We cannot let news of this incident leak out into the world. What a troublesome crew.
That's right. A man who matches Moria in size. That pirate nicknamed the Tyrant, Bartholomew Kuma. He's Kuma the Tyrant?
You do understand my meaning. There must not be any witnesses to Moria's defeat. The Straw Hat Pirates and everyone else on this island must disappear. The world government commands it. Annihilate them.
A simple task.
I just heard something!
All right, then. I shall wait for your report.
Gotcha.
Did I just hear annihilate?
And then Kuma stands up, and then he looks down at Moria.
Who's he gonna annihilate? He doesn't mean us, does he? Why? This can't be happening. We've only just been released from Moria's power.
And then Kuma looks at Luffy. And Zoro readies his sword.
Another battle with one of the 7 warlords? This is so unfair!
It's alluded to in the anime that he's talking to the Gorosei, and it's either Gandhi or Dreadlock's voice. Either one of those two.
Step back. I'll take him.
Be careful! He has some kind of weird ability! I've seen him touch an opponent and make them disappear.
Disappear?
And he can teleport his body.
And then Kuma takes off his gloves.
Those hands are dangerous.
And then Kuma fully gets up. And then he's gone. And he's in the midst of everyone. He's got in the blink of an eye. He's gone and he's standing in the midst of everybody.
Huh? Whoa! There he is! He's huge! How did he? Curses! Just when we finally got our freedom! I'm not gonna give up now! Get him! Stop, all of you! He's too strong!
I've noticed here that at the end of Lola saying stop all of you, there's an L at the end of you. So it's all stop all of you! It's weird. It's a typo. And then they all start running towards Kuma. And then he just waves his hand and they all get hit by something. Paw-shaped prints go straight through their bodies and they all get launched back with, I know I say extreme force all the time, but this is just with just unadulterated force. And everyone is down instantly.
Even the ones he didn't touch! Something penetrated them! He disappeared!
And then it cuts to Kuma, who's standing with his back turned towards Zoro. Pirate Hunter Zoro, I'll start with you.
And that is the... Woo!
That's the end of chapter 483. Imagine opening your front door and Kuma is there staring daggers at you. Like, imagine Kuma just appearing anywhere. You just minding your own business. And the thing is, you don't even hear the man actually appear. You don't even hear him. Sure, we get like a sound effect whenever he like uses his power and everything, but no one knows he's right there next to them until after the fact. No one ever does. So not only do you have this 22-foot tall man just teleporting everywhere, but you never hear him. Very fitting you're reading this chapter after last week's Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. Yes. But just imagine someone as big as Kuma, as large as he is, and he's able to just be right behind you and you never know. It's like Jason. Chapter 484, Squish.
Hang in there, buddy!
Is he breathing? What the heck did Kuma do?
He knocked this guy out without even touching him!
Is this his power?
How monstrous! After all these years hiding in the forest and enduring Mora's rule, we had only a moment's joy before another one of the 7 warlords showed up. And now he intends to kill us all? This is so unfair! He must know about the grueling battle fought by the Straw Hats just now. We may not be heroes like them, but those of us who can fight will take you on! So what if you're one of the 7 warlords? Compared to Oars and Moria earlier, you're not so tough!
Just stay back, all of you, goes Zoro. He challenged me, didn't you hear? I've accepted the challenge. I don't need help. So don't humiliate me by butting in.
As he ooh, this is a lovely panel. Zoro standing in front of Kuma, who's just so imposing. He's like Max from Cats Don't Dance, only he has hair. And he's not saying, yes, Mr. Bull. Your crew seems to be quite popular amongst the rabble. I had heard that Straw Hat Luffy has several underlings in his crew who aren't entirely without talent. And the thing is, Kuma speaks so calmly at all times. So this is the voice I shall use for him. And then the rest of the Straw Hat crew start taking compliments. Like, they actually start gushing over the compliment that Kuma's giving them. Like, everyone is. Sanji, Usopp, Nami, Frankie, Chopper. Robin is just looking like, why are y'all taking that as a compliment? This is a serious situation. And then Lola screams,
this is not the time to look so happy!
You've caused all sorts of commotion, and it's not only the captain who's been making a name for himself.
Hey, Zoro! Don't do this! It's still reckless! You're too badly injured to fight!
Goes Usopp.
When disaster looms, you've got to step up or shove off. Making excuses isn't gonna change anything. If I die here, then it wasn't worth much to begin with. Two-sword style. Draw and resheath technique. Rashomon!
And he tries to slash where Kuma is, but he winds up slashing a rock instead of Kuma, because Kuma's gone. Mind you, Zoro just dashed past where Kuma was supposed to be. And as he's looking back to see where Kuma's at, Kuma's in front of him. This man is scary, okay? Kuma is scary. This man is already in front of Zoro, preparing to attack him. And then Zoro barely has enough time to flip out of the way before Kuma slams towards the ground.
What the heck?
And Kuma doesn't actually touch the ground, but there's a paw-shaped imprint that goes deep into the stone. And then Kuma looks over at Zoro and shoves his hand in Zoro's direction. And a paw-shaped imprint, a paw-shaped bubble goes shooting towards Zoro, and he dodges out of the way, but it goes through several feet of rock, like several instances of rubble, all in one go without losing a moment of momentum. We'll cross this bridge when we get to it, but I want to say something about this man. And Zoro dodges out of the way, but apparently he got clipped by it. Because he's breathing heavily. Mind you, Zoro was not breathing heavily beforehand, but he is after getting clipped by this strange ability.
Look! Kuma didn't even hit him! But Zoro's breathing is ragged!
Just what is his ability? What is that mark on the rubble?
And we see Kuma's hands, and on his hands are actual paw pads.
Look at his palm! Paw pads? How can that be on a human's palm?
And then Zoro prepares to attack Kuma again.
36-pound Phoenix!
And he shoots an airborne slash towards Kuma. Kuma looks at it, and then puts his hand up, and the shot bounces off of Kuma's paw pad, and then
goes in a different direction. Hold on. Kenzo was going on a barking frenzy all of a sudden. Sorry about that. I was waiting for him to finish. But Zoro tries to shoot a 36-pound phoenix at Kuma. Kuma puts his hand up, and the air slash bounces off of his hand. Watch out! And the slash goes and hits near Lola and her crew, slicing through some stone in the process.
He countered Zoro's slash with his bare hand! Is that even possible?
So is that your ability?
The power to repel anything. I ate the paw fruit and became a paw-palmed human.
Paw-palmed human?
How could he say that with a straight face?
What kind of a devil fruit is that?
And then Robin is just thinking about the paw pads of cats.
I don't know much about these 7 warlords, but if that's all he's got, defeating this guy's gonna be a piece of...
And then Kuma, without even looking, shoves a paw air bubble towards Frankie and immediately bodies him.
Gah!
And then Frankie is sent flying.
Frankie!
Cyborg Frankie, is that the extent of your strength? Maybe he's deflecting the atmosphere. The average cannon would have no effect on Frankie.
And then Kuma does like assumes a sumo stance.
I call it the pad cannon. Air pressure deflected at light speed, creating a piercing shockwave.
And then he stomps his other leg.
No mercy.
And then Zoro's wheezing. Thrust pod cannon. Or if you're going from the Japanese sub, Supare Pad-ho! And he starts shooting towards Zoro, who goes, Streaming Wolf Swords! And he starts dodging all these different, because the thrust pod cannon is basically just sumo slaps in the air, but it's at high speeds. But Zoro dodges all of these shots with Streaming Wolf Swords and just weaves all through it. And then he launches at Kuma. But Kuma blocks Zoro's sword attack with his paw pads, and he's immediately repelled from Kuma.
Zoro! He was repelled in the middle of his attack!
And Zoro's already extremely tired, as Kuma's just still standing there.
Why you?
He can't keep this up!
It's a miracle he's lasted this far. That battle against Ors took so much out of him. Now this?
Zoro! Behind you! Run!
As it shows that even though Kuma was in front of Zoro, and he actually saw Kuma in front of him, Kuma is behind Zoro. Like, literally, how the amount of time it takes for you to blink, Kuma can be right in front of you and then behind you within that fraction of a second.
That's as far as you'll get!
Because it shows Kuma preparing to hit Zoro with a pad cannon again.
That's as far as you'll get! Concasse!
Whoa, Sanji!
He wasn't repelled by the paw pad. How do you like that cracked skull, Papa Bear?
And then it cuts to Kuma's face that's smoking from the attack that Sanji launched. And then it cuts to Zoro. Hey, quit butting in! But then it shows Sanji falling to the ground holding his leg because his leg is in extreme pain.
Blackfoot Sanji, I expected more.
He didn't even flinch from Sanji's kick! How can that be?
Impossible! So hard! Is his face made of metal?
Phoenix Star!
The King of Snipers. A title you clearly do not deserve.
Ooh! Ooh! Kuma! Ever calm and berating everyone. A title I didn't know he said this to Usopp. That's cold. That's a cold line.
The King of Snipers. A title you clearly do not deserve.
And then he puts his hand up and deflects the Phoenix Fire
Phoenix Star back at Usopp, while Chopper and Nami leap out of the way. As I thought, killing a crew of weaklings like you is no fun at all. But orders are orders. And then Kuma puts his hands up. He puts his hands up. And then they watch as Kuma with the high cap, like, he has every right to be. And it cuts to Kuma as he starts hitting the air between his palms.
What is he doing? It looks like a bubble of air pressure in the shape of a paw.
As Kuma is creating this big, enormous bubble, paw-shaped bubble above him.
And it's steadily shrinking. He deflected a giant air mass with his paw pads, and by amping up the pressure, he's compressing it into a tiny ball. The energy created when that compressed pressure is released will generate a massive shockwave.
Oh wait, this is Robin.
The energy created when that compressed pressure is released will generate a massive shockwave, just like a bomb. A bomb? In other words, he's making a bomb?
I will spare your lives.
Yeah!
In exchange, give me the head of Straw Hat Luffy. If I have his head alone, the government will be satisfied. As it shows Luffy still unconscious.
You want us to sell out a comrade?
Hand over that straw hat. Now. And then everyone screams,
Never!
And we cut to Luffy's face. What a shame. And then Kuma, after condensing this air into his palm, lets it fly forward. It moves slowly forward. Urusushu. And then we see the air bomb, go off. And it's so large that it completely encompasses the entire area of Thriller Bark. As the whole place just goes off. Mind you, I'm not really doing this whole thing justice, because when Kuma does it in the anime, it's absolutely scary. Because we see everything happen in slow motion. All of Thriller Bark gets engulfed in this Urusushu. And it's just like you hear the music. The, what is it called? Difficult? I think the music theme for this scene is called Difficult in the anime. And it's just utter horror as we see everything get blown up. But yeah, it's called Ursa Shock in the manga, but I like saying it the way he does in Japanese. Urusushu. But that is the end of chapter 484. We got an SBS, and then we can move on to chapter 485. Reader, I will become the king of pirates. Signed, Prince of the Land of Dreams, TA5. Oda. Okay. Question. I'm sure today's ships have all the modern conveniences we're used to, but I wonder about the pirate ships of olden days. When the crew had to poop, did they flush, or did the crew just hold it till they got to land? What a question. Signed, Tamakuchi Suimasen. And the OST while this was happening, devastating. Is that what it's called? It's not called difficult, it's called devastating? Have I been saying the wrong name for this musical theme this whole time? Has it been devastating? Or are you just saying that it added to the scene? Because I always thought it was called difficult. But, signed, Tamekuchi Suimasen! Answer. Good answer. Good question. For sailing vessels, a typical privy was a hole in the deck that dropped straight into the sea. Even today, there are some sailing vessels that use this old style. Mostly they have flush toilets now, just like the toilets on airplanes. They flush quickly with a whoosh. Please imagine that the Sunny also has toilets like that. However, the men don't worry too much about proper poop etiquette and do it from all sorts of places on the ship where it can flow directly into the sea. No, you were saying it was devastating. Oh, okay. Question. This is my first postcard to you. In Volume 49, Chapter 475, Pirates of the Forest, page 107, Panel 3, there are characters named the Risky Brothers. And when Nami is taken to Moria, the zombies are the Risky Brothers too. Sign, Yoshiki. Answer. Yeah, you're right. The shadows of those two scabby sailors were controlled by the two cute squirrels. Oh, I see it now. Because one squirrel has had a mask on his head, and the other one is just
Well, you can't really tell it belongs to him, but the fact that the guy with the mask on his head is brothers to the other. Yeah, I see it now. I see it now. Question. Let's end this right here, okay? Signed, Divorce Horror. Answer. For this installment. Okay, but the question corner will continue for a long time. Chapter 485, Straw Hat Pirates. Pirate Hunter Zoro. And it cuts to Ursa Shock just destroying literally everything on the island. Whipping up, just bodying everybody. Whipping up ripping trees out of the ground. Causing all of Thriller Bark to just shake on the ocean. Like the explosion can be seen emanating from the entirety of Thriller Bark itself. And then everything quiets down. And then Kuma is the only one left standing in the midst of this. And he's standing over everyone who's completely unconscious. And some are even, stuck underneath rubble. Like Lola's got some rubble, like, on her head. And Kuma is walking around looking for someone. Frankie's down. Brooke is down. The Risky Brothers are down. Nami's down. And then Kuma goes over and places his hand on some rubble. And then he just lightly touches it. And the rubble goes flying into the distance almost instantaneously. And we find that Luffy is right next to this piece of rubble. And he's looking at Luffy. And then he grabs down, he kneels down to grab him. But someone comes in and then slashes Kuma directly in the shoulder. Lion Song! Shish Sun Sun! And then Kuma actually feels this as he goes, ugh. And then we see the slash on his shoulder. And then we see his shoulder, and Zoro looks in utter surprise as Kuma's shoulder is mechanical. It has like a mechanical gauge and wires and hoses attached to it underneath his big, giant black coat. Well, jacket. You're what the? A cyborg like Frankie? No, he's even harder than iron, because it shows that Zoro's cut barely did anything to the mechanical part under Kuma's clothes. An attack we've seen Slice do basically anything, and all it did was just slice open his jacket and lightly, very lightly dent into the metal itself. A cyborg like Frankie? No, he's even harder than iron. And then Kuma starts to open up his mouth as we hear like as his mouth opens and a light emanates from it. And we see this beam start to charge up in Kuma's mouth, and he shoots at Zoro. Zoro dodges out of the way, but a big explosion happens that sends Zoro flying to another direction. And then Zoro's barely able to get up. And then it shows that the area that was hit by this blast shows some iron, like some actual metal, melting from this blast. The iron melted? A cyborg. You could say that. But I am nothing like your friend Frankie. I am called a pacifista. I am the government's human weapon, but not yet complete. Pacifista? I was created by the world government's resident genius, Dr. Vegapunk. He possesses the world's most brilliant mind. His scientific prowess is said to be 500 years ahead of mankind. A body like that, combined with a devil fruit power? I'm starting to run out of hope. Already my body doesn't do what I tell it to. So the only way you'll leave in peace is if you take Luffy's head with you? That is the ultimate compromise. I understand. I'll give you a head. But there's a catch. Take my head instead. Please settle for that. I can't say I'm as famous as Luffy, but if you consider that today I would have been the world's greatest swordsman, it can't be too much of a loss to you. You have that much ambition, and yet you would give up your life to save this one. The way I see it, that's the only way to save the rest of my crew. What good is ambition if I can't even save the life of my own captain? Luffy is the man who will become the king of the pirates. The resolve of the Straw Hat's first mate. And yet another reason why people love Zoro so much. And then someone steps up.
Not so fast, dummy. You're right about Luffy, but what about your dream? What good's dying gonna do, you stubborn fool? Hey, you, lummox! Instead of this scruffy-headed swordsman, take me. Right now, the Navy doesn't take me seriously, but mark my words. If you don't take me in, it won't be long before I'm causing more trouble than the rest of these guys put together. That's right, me, Blackfoot Sanji. If it's a head you want, take mine. I'm just as ready to die as he is. I'm not afraid to start pushing up daisies. Hey, Zoro, give everyone my regards, and start looking for a new cook, will ya?
And then Zoro comes in, and then, using the handle of his sword, slams Sanji directly into his midsection, like right next to him. Like, right in his side.
Why, you?
And then, his grip loosens on Zoro, and he just falls unconscious. I've shown that I'm a man of my word. Now it's your turn. And Zoro takes all of his swords and just throws it in front of him. And then Kuma's just tilting his head slightly like,
If I lay a hand on Straw Hat Luffy after this, I'll be put to shame.
Any man of honor would.
Very well.
As Kuma picks up Luffy.
I give you my word. I will not take the Straw Hat's head today, but in exchange, I will give you a glimpse of hell.
And then it cuts to Kuma, who places his hand on Luffy, and then a big, massive bubble pops out of Luffy, even bigger than Kuma himself.
What I extracted from his body just now is pain and suffering.
Yo, you just joined. Which arc is this? We are coming in on the very end of the Thriller arc, and then we'll be moving into Sabaody. Cosmic, we are on volume 50 of the series. We are right here where Kuma is taking the pain out of Luffy.
What I extracted from his body just now is pain and suffering. This is the sum total of anguish inflicted during his battle with Moria and his band. If you truly are taking his place, then you must accept his agony. You are near death yourself, so it will be impossible for you to withstand it. You will die.
No problem, Cosmic. And then Kuma just slightly takes a small piece of Luffy's pain in the pain bubble and then just shoves it straight towards Zoro.
Have a taste.
And then Zoro sees this bubble and it enters into him, and then his whole body feels just even a small fraction of the pain that Luffy went through. And he just screams out loud, so loud you can even hear from the outskirts of Thriller Bark. And then Zoro falls to the ground, completely haggard and unable to breathe properly.
Well,
just let me change the location. And then it cuts to Zoro in a different location by himself. And then, without even thinking, he runs headfirst into the bubble. But then we see, in one panel, we see a spray of blood shoot up. And then it cuts to Kuma at the front of Thriller Bark as he's talking to himself.
You have exceptional friends. He's your son after all, Dragon.
As apparently Kuma knows of Dragon. And then it cuts to Lola and everyone else. It cuts to Lola and everyone else.
Hey, is anyone alive? I thought that attack would have killed us all for sure. I guess that Kuma guy left empty-handed. Serves him right.
Come on now, you gotta be kidding. What's up with you?
And then it cuts to Frankie and everyone else getting up and they're massively tired.
Look at me! I feel as good as new! I wonder why? Liar! After the beating you just took, there's no way!
Maybe all the damage has made him slap happy.
And then Brook is crying, silently. But Luffy is pretty much one brimming with energy all over.
There's no way we got away scot-free. Where's that guy? No, he didn't.
And then it cuts to Sanji, who goes to look for Zoro.
There he is. He gave me quite a scare, idiot. Hey, where's that Seven Warlords guy?
And then it shows Zoro standing there as his clothes are completely tattered and he's just drenched in blood. and he's still bleeding all over.
What's with all this blood? Hey, are you alive? Where'd he go?
And Zoro's wobbling, standing there.
What happened here?
Nothing at all. So when you see in this panel, Zoro's standing in a large area and there's so much blood. There's so much blood everywhere. You'd think you did a visceral attack on an enemy in Bloodborne. And the blood is just all over the place. It's he's just covered in blood, and all he says is like, nothing at all. And that is the end of chapter 8. Oh, well, 485. We got another SBS, and we can move on to 486. Question. Oda-sensei, hello! Regarding Brook's birthday, since he ate the revive Yomi Yomi fruit, I think April 3rd would be nice because 4 and 3 can be read as yo and me in Japanese. Signed, Lala. Answer. Okay, that's settled. April 3rd it is. Question. Oda-sensei, turn this way.
Boom attack! Boing!
It's signed Kachinko and Chica's giant jugs. Okay. Answer. Yay, I'm in heaven.
Are you crazy? Crimes, cut that out. Don't drag the question corner into the gutter.
Question. Oda-sensei, congratulations on Brook joining the crew. I'm like jelly when it comes to Brook. My bones turn to flesh. Anyway, now that the 8th member has been chosen, can you answer some questions that we've already asked for previous members? Please answer quickly. Sign Getchu Inazuma. Answer. I see, and you included the questions. Thanks. That makes it easier. So, for Robin, if she were an animal, what animal would she be? Answer. Crane. If he were an animal, oh wait, that's just for Robin. Then we cut to Frankie. If he were an animal, he would be a fighting bull. Lucky number, 8. Favorite color, light blue. Favorite island, Spring Island in summer. And his smell, smells of cola. And then we cut to Brook. If he were an animal, he'd be a horse. Lucky number, 9. His smell, black tea. Brook's pirate flag, and it's literally just the head of Brook with the afro top hat and the cane in the background. Favorite color, white and black. Favorite island, Spring Island in the fall. If the Straw Hats were literally a family, what family member would Brook be? And he would be grandfather. I mean, yeah, he would be. Chapter 486, Piano. Where are they now? Shot 4. Yokozuna no longer challenges the sea train, as he's just chilling out with Kokoro and Chimney and Gonbei back at the station. And then it cuts to someone going, all right, shut the gates.
Are you sure? But Perona's still missing.
We searched everywhere. It can't be helped.
Fine. Release the invisibility cloak.
Oh, wait. Fine. Release the invisibility cloak.
This was Absalom and Hogback.
Escape successful.
Sheesh, I was sweating it until the very end. What was Kuma the Tyrant doing on Thriller Bark?
What was Kuma the Tyrant doing on Thriller Bark?
That's just it, Absalom. Just before the zombies disintegrated, I heard something from the 3 zombies who served Master Moria, Gyoro, Nin, and Bao. According to them, Kuma came here to relay who would replace Crocodile as one of the 7 warlords.
And it shows that Absalom and Hogback have managed to take Gecko Moria and escape Thriller Bark.
But that's not the important part. The successor is someone named Blackbeard. Believe me, that guy's done some nasty stuff. Read this article.
Commander of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, Fire Fist Ace, currently awaiting execution in the Great Prison of Impel Down. Ace is famous as one of Whitebeard's top henchmen. The government scored a big win.
The government scored a big win!
That's for sure.
This could signal a big change in the age of pirates. This is no time for Master Moria to be on his back.
I see where you're going with this, Doctor. But as for me, I just want a nice wife to settle down with.
All right, bring me a corpse that seems like your type.
I don't want a zombie. I want a real living woman.
And then we cut back to 1 day after Moria's defeat.
I can't believe we all slept through the whole day.
And this is Usopp. Then Frankie.
Well, we did fight through the night without sleeping.
I'm hungry, Sanji,
goes Luffy.
Eat some cheese.
Cheese isn't good enough. I can't recharge on just cheese.
Then take all the things we need for a meal to the courtyard. The Victims Club members won't want to move from the courtyard. We'll eat there.
Hope you don't mind. It's been years since we felt the sun on our skin. How are you so full of energy, Luffy? There's something definitely strange going on. My men are crying with joy. Are you sure you have enough food?
Everything that was stolen has been returned. Plus, we were able to restock a ton of stuff. We've got enough to go around.
I wonder who was so nice to do this.
Because, remember, Perona was loading all the food and treasure from Moria's castle onto the Straw Hat ship because she was expecting to, escape. But then she ran afoul of Bartholomew Kuma, and all that stuff got left on the ship.
Look at all that treasure. It's like a Christmas dream come true.
I'm in heaven,
Goes Nami, because she's just laying on all of it.
Hey, this glass band is nice. I'm keeping it. Hold on. I wouldn't take that if I were you. Right, Nami? That's all right. That one's just costume jewelry.
Oh, so it's okay then.
But not even a single doubloon for you guys. We wouldn't think of stealing anything from our saviors, Namizo. Huh? Oh, nice knife, but it has gemstones in it. Huh? That's funny. It just slipped out of my mouth. Who's Namizo? But it's strange. I feel like I've met you somewhere before. Wait a second. Are you Lola? Yes, but I don't recall telling you my name. It's really you. I'm so glad we met again. Lola, don't tell me that boar zombie was you. Huh? You don't understand, do you? I'll explain it to you later. Take this as a token of my gratitude. Oh, are you sure? Gratitude? Nami's willingly giving away treasure!
As it shows Nami giving away treasure to Lola, Lola can't handle it, and both Usopp and Luffy are all like, Nami's willingly giving away treasure! It's the end of days!
And then it cuts to Frankie, who's going, I'm going on ahead. Is this all we're taking?
A storm is coming!
As Usopp and Luffy are just screaming.
A storm? Really?
And then it cuts to the rolling pirate crew with the Risky Brothers.
Now this is happiness.
Let the sun shine in! I've never felt so alive!
Hey guys, we brought food!
Straw Hat! Hey, if you told us, we could have carried it for you.
You've already done enough.
You've already done enough for us.
And then it cuts to Luffy. Is Zoro up?
Not yet. He's in the mansion where it's quiet.
And then it cuts to Frankie and everyone bringing in the big old mass of food.
I brought everything you asked for.
Hey, Chopper!
Oh, thanks!
How is he?
I've never seen Zoro in such bad shape. He was a breath away from dying. I think something must have happened while we were all knocked out.
And then Brooke doesn't say anything. And then it cuts to Robin. Oh, wait, no, it's Robin who goes,
Yeah, it's hard to believe that the tyrant would just up and leave.
And Luffy's quick recovery is awfully unusual as well.
Usopp will not let that go.
Don't look at me. I can't explain it either.
And then it cuts to the Risky Brothers.
We know what happened. We saw it all. We were there from start to finish. We'll tell you what happened.
And then Sanji takes the Risky Brothers and immediately moves them away because Sanji doesn't want them to know.
Ugh,
come here.
Huh? Sanji? Hey, what gives? He saved your life too. Even after you said leave him, take me. Shut it. Shut up.
Hurry up and talk. What happened afterwards? After I blacked out.
Well, the 7 Warlords guy had this amazing power. He put his hand on Straw Hat and extracted all the damage that was inflicted on him.
Damage?
Yeah, he said it was all the suffering your captain had endured. When your swordsman buddy touched just a little of it, he screamed out in pain.
And then Sanji's just thinking while he's smoking. And then they tell him the rest of the story.
And that's it. I hate to admit it, but I thought that swordsman was a goner. I was in tears, man.
No kidding, I cried too.
I see. So that's why Luffy got well and Zoro ended up like that. He's so reckless.
And then it cuts back to Zoro saying,
Nothing happened.
Come on, let's go tell everyone this touching tale of bravery!
Hold it! Don't go blabbing about this. Zoro didn't do this to make Luffy feel grateful. Besides, how would Luffy feel knowing his suffering is what caused his friend so much pain?
What?
Keep your little secret or I'll kick the crap out of you! Everyone is fine. That's all that counts. Now let's go eat.
These Straw Hat guys are so cool!
What a lucky captain!
And then it cuts to the back. It cuts to the back of one of the Risky Brothers as an ear is on his back, and then it turns into a flower petal, as it shows that Robin heard this entire conversation, so now she knows the situation.
I see.
And then it cuts back to the Risky Brothers as they make their way back. Hey, you two! Didn't you guys say you knew something? What did you see? Don't ask us silly questions.
Everyone's fine. That's all that counts.
Huh? What's with them? And then Robin's just laughing to herself because she knows why. And then it cuts to Sanji going, everyone dig in! And then everyone is just chowing down on tons and tons of food. Looking at it makes me hungry. Makes me hungry. Stop it. Stop it.
Yummy! I've never tasted anything so good.
It's been years since we ate a proper meal.
Man, I'm glad to be alive.
I've had plenty. I made plenty for everyone, so don't hold back, goes Sanji. To taste such delicacies again. Surely my taste buds will burst.
Oh, but I don't have any taste buds.
Shut up and eat.
At least you got a funny bone.
As everyone's laughing at Brooke.
Yo!
Really? This is too delicious. Yesterday and today, too. I ate so much. I think I put on some weight. You're nothing but bones. Shut up!
You're the best, Skeleton. How do you move, anyway? Tell it, Bone Brother. Dinner!
Dinner!
Dinner! Come on! Oh, baby!
Yeah!
This is quite the celebration,
Goes Chopper.
It's so noisy, yet he doesn't even open his eyes.
He's usually the toughest guy around.
Hey, Chopper, look! This is Zoro's portion.
Luffy.
Drink up, buddy!
Do not give it to him!
As Nami slaps Luffy from trying to force feed booze to Zoro while he's unconscious. Zoro loves his booze, so it'll wake him right up.
He needs medicine, not booze.
How about meat?
Just leave it here.
And then Brooke starts playing on the piano. What this party needs is some background music. Where'd the piano come from? Hey, don't you play the violin? Yo! I can play just about every musical instrument. Getting back to you-know-what with you-know-who. Actually, I saw it too. I was touched by the two of you. Because it shows that Brooke does indeed know about what happened between Zoro, Sanji, and Kuma. Friendship is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Don't include me in with him. He was just a hero. He was a hero. I just look stupid is all. No, you had the same resolve. Shall I play you a song? Any requests? You can play anything, then. How about Binks's Brew? Hey, I thought you asked for a request! And then it cuts to, Brooke playing Binks's Brew, and then Robin takes note of it. Binks Brew. I thought it sounded familiar. How nostalgic. And then music is playing, and you can see Zoro, and there's a very, 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 very small smile on his face. It's very small, but everyone is like having fun and dancing and just enjoying themselves. Yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho, yo ho ho ho. And then as they're singing, it cuts to Luffy, who's just like on the piano going, "Hey Brooke, I know this song. Shanks and the guys used to sing it. All the pirates sang it in the old days, during hard times and happy times. Yo! You're gonna become one of us, right? Right? You got your shadow back, right? You can sail with the sun shining on you." About that, there's something I didn't tell you. What is it? There's something I promised a friend. Unless I fulfill that promise, I can't call myself a man.
Oh, you mean Laboon? I know. Frankie and the guys told me.
Huh? Oh yes, it's Laboon. He's a whale, you know. There's a cape.
Anyway, Brooke, we've been to the Twin Cape and we met Laboon. Really?
You have?
Hey, what gives, skeleton guy? The tempo is too slow. As it shows that Brooke is heavily invested in this conversation with Luffy. So you can imagine my surprise when I found out that the survivor of the pirates he's been waiting for happens to be you. And then people are still having fun eating, and then Brooke starts to sweat. And that you still remember the promise you made to him. If Laboon finds out you're okay, he'll be so happy.
Wait, just a minute. Yo, I can't believe it. This is so sudden. You really met Laboon?
Yep.
Even after 50 years, even now, Laboon is at his cape waiting for me? You're not pulling my leg?
It's true. We can vouch for the captain. Your blubbery buddies there, all right? Yup! As Sanji and Usopp walk up to Brooke.
And he's doing well?
He's well. He must have
grown so big.
as big as a mountain.
Yo! I wish I could see him. When we parted, he was still about the size of a small boat and so cute. He could be difficult sometimes, but he loved music. And he was a good child. Even now, if I close my eyelids, I can see him. Oh, I don't have eyelids. But I can still picture him.
And then it cuts to Brook as he clangs onto the keys. And Brook, with all of his strength, with all his might, he just starts crying.
That's great. After all this time, he's still... Hey, what's the matter, Boney? Play the piano.
I've never been so happy.
And then it cuts to a flashback.
What's with this whale? He's following our ship.
He probably got separated from his pod. Poor thing. The sea is so vast.
You look so sad. You're just a baby, aren't you?
Captain Yorkie, let's play him a tune.
Great idea, Brook. Everyone, grab an instrument.
And we get Brook, but we don't see his full face.
Yo! The Rumbar Pirates will bring a smile to any face. Let's show the little fella how we roll.
You said it, Brook.
And then it cuts to Brook tapping his foot.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And they're just playing, let's just say they're playing Binks's Brew the entire time. And then Laboon is listening to the music, and it's just chiming to the music and sounding off to the music. And that's the end of chapter 486. We got an SBS, and we can move on to 487. Question: Oda-sensei, you're always dodging the finger pistols from your readers. It's like you have special powers. Did you once belong to CP9? Please tell me! I'm so concerned I haven't been able to spend my allowance! That means you aren't wasteful with your money. Signed, female CP9 research assistant. Answer: have I been discovered? I see. Then I might as well fess up. It's true. Long ago I belonged to CP9, but while Lucci and the rest belonged to CP9, which stands for Cypher Pole number 9, the CP9 I belonged to stood for Cool Pants 9. Question: in volume 47 to 48, what was it that changed Nami into a wedding dress? It's not that old zombie who was holding a measuring tape in chapter 485, is it? If so, this is a major problem. It means you saw her naked while changing her.
That's the bits! What a pervert.
Signed, Yuka-san. Answer: oh, sorry, I was stuck in Fantasy World there. No, really, was it him? That's terrible. Question: I have a question. In volume 42, page 80, Sanji says he doesn't kick women because it was drummed into him as a kid. So the one who drummed that into him was Zeph? Does that mean Zeph was kind to women too? Signed, also signed, Yuka-san. Please tell me. 2 postcards from the same person, but this is a good question, so I'll answer it. When I worked on Sanji vs. Khalifa, chapter 403, some cheered for Sanji and some criticized him as being pathetic. Actually, I didn't want to write any dialogue for that section. It's not that Sanji is against women being kicked, it's just that he personally can't kick women. And that's just his gentlemanly pride talking. I think he was really frustrated, and Nami realized that and broke her resolve to praise Sanji that one time.
I'm sure a lot of guy readers can sympathize with Sanji in that scene, but it all depends on how you interpret it. Of course, Zeph was a gentleman too. And that's the end of the SBS. Chapter 487, That Song. Where are they now? Shot 5, auditions for Iceberg's secretary. And there's quite a few people trying to make their way to become the new secretary for Iceberg. Like, we got this woman who's incredibly scantily clad, trying to, get really, really cozy with him. And then it cuts to other people. Some other people in this line as well. Yeah, there's a long line, and Lulu's in the background giving the okay for the super sexy secretary. But as we continue on, we get... Attention, everyone! Bonjour! It's morning! So let's get this day started with a song! And we see Brook when he was alive. Brook, Rumbar Pirate's musician and swordsman, 50 years earlier, at age 38. And we see him, and, well, we see him with skin. We don't see under his eyes because he has glasses on. But we see Brook, just as big and as lanky as he wants to look. Let's see. This week's power tune is... And everyone is sleeping, going... Ugh. And everyone is sleeping in the room. That classic black handkerchief of happiness. Everyone feel free to sing along. White handkerchief, don't let 'em find you. Run, white handkerchief. Don't get caught by the octopus that sink. And then it's just Brook just singing. And everyone's all like,
cut it out. No one wants to hear all that noise first thing in the morning.
All right, we'll get up, Brook.
I'm up.
there's a squid too.
Can you slow it down to ballad speed? Morning. I'm up.
Hey, Brook, play that song. You know, the one. All right, Captain, the song you like. And then everyone's playing the song, and they hear something singing along with them, and they all are incredibly groggy, and they see that it's a whale outside. The whale! You're that whale from yesterday. You're still here? You better go find your pod. And then the whale is just, chiming cutely, and everyone's all like,
ah, so cute.
And then it cuts to them sailing in the distance while the whale keeps up with them. Hey, how long do you plan on following us? Your mommy must be worried about you. Here's your food, Laboon. Hey, since when does Big Boy have a name? And then it cuts to enemy attack as the Rumbar pirates are fighting other pirates, including apparently the pirate ship of Panda Man, because it's a pirate ship with pandas all over it. This is the pirate ship of Panda Man. Ah! Help! Captain, 2 men overboard! Throw him afloat! Right now we need to worry about saving the ship. Dang it. I wish I could do something, but I can't even... Dang it. I wish I could do something, but I can't even swim. And then it cuts to Laboon, who actually saved those 2 men who went overboard. We're saved! Thanks, Laboon! Laboon! All right, everyone. Sing that song.
Yeah!
Yo-ho-ho-ho, 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 yo-ho-ho-ho. Aren't you cold? And it shows the Rumbar pirates sailing through some icy, snowy waters.
We found treasure, Laboon! Tonight we celebrate like kings!
And then we cut to a Neptunian popping up in front of them later on.
A sea monster! Protect Laboon!
And then Laboon makes for the back of the ship while everyone prepares to fight this Neptunian. He's really fixated on you, Brook. Yo! That's because Laboon loves music. Nah, it's because he likes your big head. And then everyone is laughing. And then it cuts back to Brook as he's crying and playing on the piano. Are you sure? Yo! And then it cuts to Brook playing in the present, and then we cut back to the flashback. Can't you do something? We tried talking to him, but he doesn't seem to listen. You understand, don't you? We can't go on protecting him like this where we're going. He's still just a kid. There's no way we can take him to the Grand Line. And then it cuts to Brook
who gets let down towards Laboon so he can talk to him. I need to talk to you. Not now, Laboon. We'll sing later. Look, I know we're friends, but it's just, you're a whale. The Grand Line is no place for a nice kid like you. It's too dangerous. If you were grown up, maybe, but there are creatures in that sea more monstrous than any in the West Blue. Laboon, listen to me! And then Laboon just goes under the waves. It's no use. He just won't listen. No good, huh? Well, let's sing a song. That song. That would have the opposite effect, won't it? And then there's silence, and the crew just sails away, so they don't play anything at all. And Laboon wants to sing with them, but no one's doing any music. And then Laboon starts getting confused as no one's paying him any mind. I know it's hard, but don't look at him. Don't turn around until Laboon swims away from the ship. Musical instruments and singing are forbidden. And then Laboon starts crying as the Rumbar pirates start to sail away from them. And then it cuts to the Rumbar pirates making their way towards a lighthouse in the middle of a storm.
This storm is a doozy! It feels like the wind's gonna capsize us at any moment!
Look over there! It's the lighthouse that signals the entrance to the Grand Line!
Do you see any sign of Laboon?
No! He hasn't been sighted in 1 week!
We did a cruel thing, but it's for his own good. If he's lucky, he'll be reunited with his pod. All right, men, are you ready?
Let's do it! Let's do it! We were born ready!
And it's onward to the world's greatest sea!
Entrance to the Grand Line, Twin Cape.
I am Crocus, the lighthouse keeper. I'm impressed that you crossed through Reverse Mountain. Welcome to the pirate graveyard.
Hey now, don't jinx us!
The name's Calico Yorkie. Calico Yorkie.
Can I say this? Yorkie's name is cool. It really rolls off the tongue. Calico Yorkie. That's like saying the name of Principal Gaku Ganji. Calico Yorkie is a smooth name. Really smooth. Really smooth.
The name's Calico Yorkie. I've got quite a reputation on the Western Sea. Sorry to drop in like this, Crocus, but our ship took one heck of a beating. You can drop anchor here as long as you like, but I'll expect you to give me food and drink.
In the business of extorting pirates, are you? All right, fine. Celebrate with us. We're having a party tonight.
By the way, is that whale that came with you some kind of pet?
Huh? Huh?
As it shows that Laboon followed them, even through Reverse Mountain.
Laboon!
And then it cuts to them just singing and dancing. Hey, Brooke, let's sing that song!
Hey, Brooke, let's sing that song!
You really like that song, Captain?
Yup, that's the pirate song!
Laboon, you like it too, don't you?
Crocus, do you have a request?
You really can play anything, can't you?
Yo! All right, pirates, let's sing! 3 months later.
I'm sad to see you go.
It was a longer pit stop than we'd planned, but you were a generous host.
Well, Crocus, thanks for agreeing to take care of him.
I'm glad you understand. I'll miss you, Laboon, as Brooks says his goodbyes to Laboon for what will amount to like 50 years. It's just for 2 or 3 years. We're going straight this way. We go up here over this mountain, and we'll be on the other side of the red line. Then we'll cross that wall again and head straight back to this cape. I want you to wait until that day. By then, you'll have grown bigger and stronger.
He's right, Laboon. Then you can go anywhere.
And then all the rest of the crew members of the Rumbar Pirates are going,
no matter where your adventures take us, you can come along. You're one of us.
And then as the Rumbar Pirates sail off, Laboon, we promise! We'll sail around the world and return here. Wait for us! Then, 3 years later, the Florian Triangle. As it cuts to the Rumbar Pirate ship. Wait, this is the Rumbar Pirate ship, isn't it? No, this is a different ship. The Rumbar pirate ship is completely different. Sorry, I had to correct myself. Don't correct me. I already corrected myself. It shows a pirate ship in utter tatters sailing through the Florian Triangle, and it's Brook who's walking on the deck during the time when he was a skeleton. And we see one skeleton with a sword through its head, and it's one member of, wow, the fact that we're seeing these people dead and then seeing them back alive in that almost same position, like in their body shape. We got a member of the Rumbar Pirates whose body is impaled through the head by a sword.
Say, Brook, your quick draw is amazing.
And then Brook holds up that head and puts it into a coffin. And then he opens the door and lays that head into a coffin. Yeah, he opens the door and lays the head into a coffin in another room. And it's just full of skulls. Just full of skulls. And then Brook is looking up, and then we cut back further into the past when the crew's all like,
tornadoes?
but it was clear skies a moment ago!
Everyone run! This place is cursed! Oh no!
As they're all just cheering. And then it cuts to laughter in the past as Brook walks on the deck of this ship that he would be basically stuck on until the Straw Hats came along.
Sheesh, this sea's a nightmare.
It's impossible to predict. I can't keep up.
Yeah, but at least there's still grog at the end of the day.
Isn't that right, Brook? Sing us another song. That song. I was waiting for you to ask. Here I go.
Yeah, sing it, Brook.
And as they're laughing, that laughs echo as we cut back to Brook walking through the same mess hall where everyone was eating. And it's just covered in battle scars, explosion marks, and swords embedded into the table. Then it cuts to Brook walking past a mirror, and he basically scares himself. Ah, a mirror. It's right. I'm a skeleton. Ow.
Ow! It hurts, Captain!
Silence! Look at you two going at each other's throats over such a minor thing!
As it shows Calico, Captain Yorkie, holding two of his members upside down and bound in rope.
But Captain, I almost got killed by a stray bullet during the battle!
But you didn't, and he apologized. It's over, so quit harping about it. You guys make me sick.
Ow!
As it shows a knot on this one crew member's head.
Pain is proof you're alive.
You're right.
Then it cuts back to Brook on the deck of that old pirate ship.
The stars!
The stars.
Yo, Cedas, good to see you. Happy 4th to you as well. Hope all is well? All is well. We're just looking at the history of Brook.
The night sky is filled with stars. I wonder if Laboon is gazing at the sky too.
Hey, the night sky is filled with stars. I wonder if Laboon is gazing at the sky too. Hey, Captain?
Hey, everyone, come out here! Brook is getting sentimental here!
Hey, cut it out! You're embarrassing me!
It's Navy headquarters. What do we do?
Don't act so yellow. We do what we always do. Give 'em heck, boys!
And then it cuts to the bounty poster of Captain York.
Whoa, look! The captain's bounty has increased again!
Of course it has.
Time to celebrate! York! York!
May your infamy spread all the way to the Twin Cape.
Brook, sing that song!
And it shows Brook sailing on this ship back in the present day. Well, at least when he was on the deck of the ship. Bad news! It's the captain. Captain Yorkie's not himself.
The plague? I'm afraid so. No one is to enter his room. We're up to a dozen infected. They must have contracted it in that jungle we stopped at. I've never seen anything like it. None of my treatments work. This is bad. If the plague keeps spreading, we won't have enough men left to man the ship.
I wonder if this is the same disease that the Shandians encountered when Nolan showed up. Because I said going into a jungle, they contracted a plague. I wonder if this is the same disease that affected the Shandians. The benefits of reading One Piece from the very beginning.
This is bad. If the plague keeps spreading. If the plague keeps spreading, we won't have enough men left to man the ship.
Captain! Captain Yorkie!
Don't sound so hopeless, man. We're the Rumbar Pirates, remember? We bring smiles to kids' faces. It's true. This ship is falling apart, and so is our captain. But I want you all to move forward with a new ship. I'm sorry I won't be able to cross the Grand Line with the rest of you.
Captain.
As Captain Yorkie is laying. Yep, it is the same disease because he's getting the same splotches on his face, just like what is his name? Seto, just like Seto did in the past when we got introduced to Calgara and Calgara way back when. Captain Yorkie is suffering from that same tree fever.
I'm sorry I won't be able to cross the Grand Line with the rest of you.
Captain!
We can't risk the infection spreading. The rest of the infected and I will try to exit the Grand Line via the comm belt. We're not giving up yet. I'm sorry, men. Give my regards to Laboon. Don't look so tragic. Straighten up.
Yes, sir.
Brooke. Yes?
As Yorkie grabs Brooke's hand.
Don't disappoint them.
As Yorkie's just crying, just keeps crying over and over again as we see the splotches of the tree fever spreading over him.
Captain Yorkie! I'll never forget your words. Captain, I burned those words into my heart just now. Take good care of yourself, Captain. We're parting ways, but this doesn't have to be the end. We'll all reunite again. Okay, Captain?
Say, Brooke, that song I love. Send me off with that song.
Gather up all of the crew. Time to ship out Binks's brew.
And then it's just back to Brooke in the present day, near the present day, when he's just sailing that one lone pirate ship on his own. And that's the end of chapter 487. Onwards to chapter 488, Song of Life. We listening? Oh, wait. Okay. Volume's good? Okay, we're good. We're still good. Okay. Why'd you say that? Why'd I say, is that like, you guys hear me or whatever? Did I say something like that? I think I was just reading the chapter. I wasn't paying attention. My bad. Chapter 488, Song of Life. Where are they now? Shot 6. The Galley Law Company's vice president being run down by fans and debt collectors. So the fans are coming after him because they like him and it's mostly women, whereas the debt collectors are going after him because he owes people money. 10 years after setting sail from Twin Cape. Inside the Florian Triangle. I took off my pants! Not. How embarrassing. Not really! I'm all alone for 10 years! Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! How fun! How fun! Even if I'm alone, it's all fun! A 45-degree angle! Yonjogudo! A 45-degree angle! And Brooke is just leaning at 45 degrees. See? 45 degrees! Come on, look! Come look, everybody! Oh, I felt like you was distracting you while the chat kept popping. Don't worry about it. Don't even feel like you guys are distracting me because there's no set time limit to when I do streams, except the one I post where it's 6 hours, and, well, I haven't gotten close to that in a while. Come on, look! Come look, everybody!
Oh, I'm alone.
Yo! And then it cuts to Brooke as he's sleeping. And a big old snot bubble starts to cause Brooke to just sleep with his body at a angle, like at 45 degrees, but he's on his head.
Brooke! Hey, Brooke, how long you gonna sleep? Wake up! We sighted an island! Sing the landfall song! It's Summer Island! Look at that beach!
And then people start running past Brooke, and he wakes up. Oh, you want what?
That? Well, what's the matter, Brooke? Without you, we can't get started. Play it! Play the landfall song!
Everyone's here! How is this? I'm so happy, but how come you're alive? Why?
What are you talking about? You still dreaming? As it cuts to Captain Yorkie.
Ow! Yo! That hurts. If I feel pain, I can't be dreaming. This is real! So the other thing was all the dream! You guys are still...
And it cuts back to Brook as he wakes up from this dream. And he sees that he's right back where he was. Derelict ship, no one around but him. And it's just silence.
Hey, Brook, play the piano. Let's do a quintet.
I wonder if Captain Yorkie made it safely out of the comm belt.
Only the sea would know.
Only the sea would know. Let's carry on the captain's wish and sail onward.
We'll circle the globe in our new ship and go back to Laboon. Rise and shine! Yoo! All right, I'm up. A storm! Raise the sails before they tear! This is nothing, we'll sing through it! Ha-ha! You made the big time, Brook! There's a bounty on your head!
And it shows Brook with a bounty. And then it cuts to Brook as he's just going to different islands.
Everyone, draw your weapons!
And then they go to a winter island. Then they go to a sunny island. And then it's just back to the present with Brook playing on the piano during the party.
Hey, come on, keep playing, Brook.
Yeah, I'm dancing with chopsticks in my nose.
Yo! Just a minute. Let's see.
What? Can he really do that?
As it shows Brook literally taking his skull and opening it up because there's something inside of his skull. And he takes a shell.
This is a tone dial that I bought from a merchant ship long ago. It's a rare shell that can remember and reproduce sounds.
Yeah, like the ones in Skypiea.
You're familiar with it? If I get to see Laboon, I want to let him listen to this. I've never parted with it.
Is there something recorded on it?
A certain song. It holds the last song sung by my former crew. The song shows that we live joyously, even to the end. That's our message to Laboon. Can I play it now?
I'd love to hear it. I'm sure it'll make Laboon so happy.
Okay, then.
And then the music starts playing, and then Lola looks over and goes like,
I know the words to this song. Let's sing!
Yeah!
And then it cuts to Brook after all the fighting was done with him and the crew, and their ship is just utter in tatters. Everyone's got arrows, and some of them even got swords embedded in them.
Are there any survivors? How many are still alive?
Even if a few of us are still breathing, I doubt if anyone can be saved. So this is what's called an annihilation.
Their weapons were poisoned.
The ship's doctor is dead too.
We're pirates,
but even if we're always prepared to die, I still have one regret. Laboon.
Brook,
you ate the revive fruit. Will you?
I wonder. I've never died before, so I can't say. I know. If we're gonna die anyway, we should at least go out having fun. Shall we sing?
As it cuts to Brook and his crew, they're all bloodied and bleeding, and since they've all apparently been poisoned, they don't have much time left.
If I really do come back to life, I'll take it to him without fail.
A tone dial?
The one that Laboon, the captain, all of us love so much. I'll take him that song. He waits at that cape for us, day in and day out, our dear friend Laboon.
That's a great idea. All right, nobody's allowed to die until we finish the song. Let's sing for him, for Laboon!
The Rumbar Pirates, once in a lifetime performance. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doon 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 do 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 do.
And then they sing,
Yo ho yo ho ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo
yo, yo. And they just keep singing it. And now, time to ship out. And as they sing, it cuts to Brooke singing the song. Binks's brew, sea wind blows to where who knows the ways will be our guide. Or across the ocean's tide, the sunset is going wide. See the sky, birds singing, circles passing by. I gotta get the sing this song the right way. See the sky, birds singing in circles passing by. And then it shows Brooke singing when he was on the ship by himself. The Rumbar Pirates singing. And then back to Brooke playing the song while everyone is singing the song. Yo, and wow, I didn't know they had the entire song of Binks's Brew in these panels so that everyone can join in. Yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho. Gather up all of the crew, time to ship out Binks's brew. Sea wind blows to where who knows the ways will be our guide. Or across the ocean's tide, the sunset is going wild. See the skies, birds singing in circles passing by. Bid farewell to Weaver's town, say so long to Port Renown. Sing a song, it won't be long before we're casting off. Cross the gold and silver waves, changing into water sprays, sailing out on our journey to the end of the sea. Yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho yo ho. Gather up all of the crew, time to ship out Binks's brew. Pirates we will divide and conquer. Pirates we will divide and conquer all the seas. With the waves to rest our heads, ship beneath us as our bed. Hoisted high up on the mast, our Jolly Roger flies. Somewhere in the endless sky, a storm has started coming by. Waves are dancing, having fun. It's time to sound the drums. If we let blow winds of fear, then the end of us is near. Even so, tomorrow the sun will rise. Even so, tomorrow the sun will rise again. Yo 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 yo. Gather up all of the crew, time to ship out Binks's brew. Could be today, could be tomorrow. Could be today, could be tomorrow. Twilight dreaming. No longer can we now see shadow hands still waving free. Why worry? There's sure to be a moonlit night again. Gather up all the crew, time to ship out Binks's brew. Sing a song, a lively song for all the oceans wide. All are set. After all is said and done, we'll all end up skeletons. We're endless, aimless, this story on the uproarious seas. Yo 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 yo. And everyone is just singing the song over and over. Then we cut to the Rumbar Pirates as they start dropping in the past, as the poison starts to take them, and they start dropping one by one by one by one. And then it cuts to only the musicians are left. And then the person who's playing on the cello, he drops. What's the matter? Our jolly band is down to a quartet. And then another one falls. A trio. And then another one falls. A duet. And then the last one falls. A solo.
Why? Leaving just the accompaniment? And then it cuts back to when Captain Yorkie was speaking to his entire crew. If you want to join my crew, all I ask is that you love music. Let's hear it for the Rumbar Pirates, the crew that can make even crying kids laugh. Woohoo! Then back to Laboon. Laboon, we promise we'll return here. Wait for us! And then it cuts to Brook as he's crying and still playing. And then the music plays, and then the music stops. And it's just silence on the seas, as Brook is the last one to succumb to the poison. And he dies. Laboon, if you've been waiting there for 50 years, as it cuts back to the present, can you be patient for 1 or 2 more? I have my pride as a pirate. You're waiting for us to return to you after circling the globe, and I intend to keep my promise and return from the right direction. And that is the end of chapter 488. The sad story of the Rumbar Pirates, the full song of Binks's Brew. That's the first time I've ever sung this full song of Binks's Brew before. Sorry if I butchered their lyrics a little bit, because that's the first time I was singing the whole song. But, man, this thing almost had me in tears over here. Y'all need to stop. Stop! Who's cutting onions in my room? Stop it. Chapter 489, 8th person. And then everyone's still singing the song.
Hey, skeleton! Aren't you gonna sing anymore? Let's do it again! Encore!
Yo! My comrades and I sang our hearts out for this, the Rumbar Pirates' last great song. For 50 years I sailed alone across the dark, dark, misty sea. I wonder how many times I listened to it. And then as we look inside the shell, the tone dial, it's almost as if we see the entirety of the Rumbar Pirates singing within, still on the ship. All alone on a giant ship. This song was my only link to other people. But from this day on, my heart is filled with new purpose, so I can seal away this tone dial. In it goes, as Brook just casually tosses the dial back inside of his skull.
Huh? He really can do that!
As it cuts to Sanji and Usopp, who are shocked to see that Brook is capable of opening his skull up. And then Luffy, after jumping down on the ground, rolls back onto the piano to listen to Brook. I know now that Laboon is still waiting after all this time. My shadow has returned, and the curse that hung over this stretch of sea is gone. The voices stored in this shell may have kept me sane over all those years, but I knew the recording wasn't for me. This song needs to get to the Laboon. There was never a day that was easy. Frankly, I'd given up all hope. But Mr. Luffy, I'm glad I lived! Really? I'm so glad to be alive! Well, of course, because a day like today has finally come! Can I join your crew? Sure thing!
He joined just like that!
Much to the shock of everyone except for Zoro and Robin. So in this double spread panel, Brook has officially joined the Straw Hat Pirates.
Welcome to the team, musician man! Woo! Hooray! A musician! He shall be all bone, but he sure knows how to play! At last, our long-sought-after musician! Our long-sought-after musician! Plus, it's great how you're so light!
Yup, that's because I'm nothing but bones!
You're so funny!
As it cuts to Luffy, who's laughing at Brook. And Nami's all like,
I get it already. Things will be even livelier now. Why do we always attract that type?
Then it cuts to Lola. I don't know what's going on, but things seem to be going well, Namizo.
Whatever it is, cheers.
Whatever it is,
cheer! Whatever it is, cheers!
Yeah, thanks.
45 degrees! As Brook just leans face first into a wall, and everyone's laughing at him. And while Brook's doing this, he's thinking of Laboon. Laboon, I won't turn back. I've come so far by going straight ahead, and eventually that route will lead back to you.
Ooh! Onwards!
If I sail around the world, I'll find you waiting at the other side. Isn't that right? That's why I can't come back. I will come to you, Laboon. I promise. Please wait for me. Just a bit longer.
And then it cuts back to Laboon, who's full grown, and he just lets out this big bellow. And then Crocus is all like, "What's the matter, Laboon?" And Laboon is thinking of his time with the Rumbar Pirates, like Brook and Captain Yorkie.
You seem to be in high spirits today.
Then it cuts back to Brook as he puts a wanted poster down.
Take a look at this. A wanted poster? You have a bounty on your head? I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself sooner. I'm Dead Bones Brook. I am a wanted man. My nickname is Humming Swordsman Brook. I have a bounty of 33 million berries on my head. Long ago, I was the leader of a battle convoy in a certain kingdom. After that, I served with the Rumbar Pirates as a musician swordsman, and later stepped in as captain. From this day forth, I pledge my life to Captain Luffy of the Straw Hat Pirates, and I promise not to be a burden to your crew. I'll push my bones hard and do my best. Yo!
All right, this calls for another toast.
2 days later. Beautiful! Thank you very much, Frankie. And you too, Usopp.
Don't mention it. This is nothing.
And this is where we finally get the laugh of Frankie. Like he does in the Japanese. This is Frankie's laugh. They finally get his trademark laugh going in this chapter.
My design was a complete success.
It's a fine memorial.
I picked the flowers!
Goes Chopper. And it shows an entire memorial set and created for the Rumbar Pirates. And it's beautiful.
There was no way I could store so many bones on the lion ship.
From now on, call her Thousand Sunny.
Thriller bark originally came from our homeland in the West Blue. Perhaps they will rest in peace in the soil of our homeland.
Maybe someday we'll learn Brooks' story, like him being part of a battle convoy and where he grew up. Should be interesting.
Well, Brook, we're gonna go on ahead.
Then it cuts to Brook, who sits down in front of this memorial to the Rumbar Pirates, and he starts playing music. And then someone steps next to Brook and slams his sword down. And it's Zoro, who's up and about.
Oh, you scared me. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I slept too much.
What's that?
A dead sword. Please let it rest here as well.
Luffy is the man who will become the king of the pirates.
As it shows the flashback of Zoro staring up at Kuma.
Huh? Oh, nothing. Oh, that's right. I was allowed to join your crew.
Is that so? Your bad luck.
Huh?
This crew is a handful, you know.
Yo! So I hear. I'll give your crew my blood and sweat. Oh, but I don't have either, so you'll have to make do with my bones. Yo!
And then it cuts back to everyone preparing to sail away on the Sunny.
All right, Zoro's finally up and at 'em. Time to set sail. On to our next adventure.
Right.
Full of energy, huh? Setting sail already?
Zoro! You took off your bandages again!
Yeah, it was hard to move around.
That's the point! You're supposed to stay still!
You guys can have Brook's ship. I repaired the rudder and the sail.
Thank you. You guys have done so much for us. We'll never be able to thank you enough. I want to give myself to you as your bride.
You're a gem, but I'm afraid I'm just too super.
He literally just says, like, sorry, but I'm just too cool to be your husband. I'm too cool to be your husband.
I'm sorry to see you go. Can't you stay and party for a couple more days?
No can do. We have to get to Fishman Island. I can't wait to see what the folks there are like.
I'm gonna flirt with the beautiful mermaids, goes Sanji.
Think we can sneak a peek of the mermaid's panties?
Hey, what a stupid question. Mermaids don't wear panties.
And then it cuts to both Sanji and Brook shooting blood out of their nose at that mere thought.
I bet they'll be more beautiful than the Pirate Empress Hancock herself! Mermaids! Mermaids! Aren't they fish from the waist down?
And then it cuts to, the first mention of Hancock in this series. First mention of Hancock. Okay. Then it cuts to Usopp.
How come you know so much? Oh, we passed through it on our way here 3 years ago. Fishman Island is the best.
Lola, you guys went through the New World? No, we came from the New World. My mom's a pirate. Oh, that's right. I want you to have this. It's Mama's Vivre card. It's quite precious to me, but since you and I are like sisters...
Paper?
Oh, how lucky! Captain Lola's mother is an amazing pirate! Take good care of that. It's bound to come in handy.
What is a Vivre card? Huh? You don't know?
Captain Lola, they only have Vivre cards in the New World.
Oh, is that so? This isn't just ordinary paper. You can wet it or burn it and nothing will happen to it. If you take your nail clippings to a certain shop, they'll mix it in a special sheet of paper for you. That's a Vivre card, also known as life paper. You tear off a piece and give it to your friends or family. Now watch. This is a Vivre card that my mama gave me. Oh, it's moving! No matter where in the world these scraps of paper are, they're drawn to each other. As long as I have this, I always know what direction Mama is in. Although you can't really tell the distance.
Wow! How strange! Are there lots of things like that in the New World?
Pretty handy, huh? I'll sign that Vivre card to vouch for you. If you're ever in a bind, use it and find my mama. And when you do, please tell her that I'm doing fine.
Wait a second. I've seen a paper like that before. Could it be?
I was thinking the same thing, goes Luffy and Nami. That paper that Ace once gave you. It's the same thing, isn't it?
That piece of paper will bring us together again. And it cuts back to what Ace said to Luffy.
So that's what he meant. It's right here.
Oh!
Hey!
Oh!
Hey, let me see that!
Huh? It got scorched and it's smaller.
This is without a doubt life paper. But there's something I didn't tell you before. The life force of the owner is also reflected in the paper. Does this belong to someone dear to you?
Yeah, it's my big brother's.
I'm sorry, but this person's life, it's on the verge of being snuffed out.
What?
As it shows the Vivre card slowly but surely burning away. Like the Vivre card is burning away. So something has happened to Ace that allowed it to get this far. And it has to do with him fighting Blackbeard. And that is the end of 489. Onwards to 490, but we got an SBS. Let's continue. How much further do I have to go? Do I have 482? No, we're almost done. After this chapter, we only got one more, and then we're done with chapter 50. And then we only have 32 more volumes to go. Question! I know this is out of the blue, Odachi. I understand that when you eat 4 Rumble Balls, Odachi, you go wild. And if a reader eats 5, we go wild. Like me.
Yeah!
P.S. All Question Corner's readers must eat 5. Answer. Yikes! He's looking so strange. That's one scary chopper. I see. So everyone who sends a postcard to the Question Corner is eating too many Rumble Balls. Now I understand. Question. Please release a CD of Binks's Brew with lyrics from Eiichiro Oda. Sign Fusion. Ha! Wrong series. A. Answer. Yes, I think Binks's Brew will be released. Or at least in time it will be. That sailor's anthem was already composed when Brook debuted and sang it. I went to Kohei Tanaka, a mainstay in the world of anime music, to compose a melody, explaining that I had this idea for a story, and I didn't want to get bogged down with setting music to it later on. I had told him the Thriller Bark arc will start in about a year, but it ended up coming 4 or 5 years later? Well, it took me about an hour, but my lyrics made it in time for chapter 488, Song of Life. It sounds a bit scary at first, but when the melody changes, it sounds pretty neat. I must say Kohei Tanaka does wonders with my request, and I'm so grateful for his work on Thriller Bark. Please look forward to the anime too. My aim was to create a sailor song which would make it into music lesson books, but I used the word brew, so I'm resigned to the fact that it won't be used. But I'd still like everyone to sing it, and on that note, we'll end the Question Corner. See you in the next volume. Now, just to double back here. Yeah, I read correctly. Because he was saying like chapter 488, but that's when it all started. Chapter 490, Arriving Again. Hey, this is the name of the volume. Where are they now? Shot 7. Oimo and Kashi return to Elbaf. As a big massive ship is there for Oimo and Kashi as they sail away from Water 7. And then it cuts to Luffy and company. As they're on the Sunny, as they're saying goodbye to Lola and the crew. Alright guys, farewell, try not to get annihilated. Yo!
Don't talk like that, it's bad luck!
And then it cuts to Nami going,
Thanks for the Viva card, Lola! Take care!
if you see my mama, give her my regards. Let's meet again, Namizo.
I'll never forget what you did, Straw Hat.
The sun! Thank you for bringing back the sun! 3 cheers for our heroes, the Straw Hat Pirates! We wish you good luck on your voyage!
Then we get narration as Luffy says,
Set sail!
no one knows what happens in the Sea of Mysteries of Florian Triangle. Each year, over 100 ships sail into the mist and never come out.
All right, everyone, we set sail tomorrow. Yeah!
And then it cuts to Lola looking outwards. The giant ship Thriller Bark first dropped anchors in these misty waters 10 years ago.
Did you see something move in the mist just now?
What are you saying, Captain Lola? Don't scare us like that. Oh, well, it's not as if we'll ever sail these waters again.
Hey, she's right!
But mysteries abounded long before that. The thick white mist was also abundant on this day, cloaking those mysterious waters like a white veil.
All right, everyone, gather round! We'll tell you a tale both shocking and true. What is it?
It's called The Gallant Men of the Straw Hat Pirates.
It'll bring you to tears! So the 7 warlords guys showed up and
it's these objects that are in the mist, and it's as if their eyes are glowing. And then we cut back to the Sunny. Meanwhile, the happy-go-lucky ship that had left that mysterious sea sailed right on course towards an underwater paradise.
Yo-ho-ho, 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 yo-ho-ho.
Then cuts to Nami talking to Luffy.
Luffy, are you sure?
Huh? You mean about Ace's paper? It's okay, don't worry.
Luffy, it's okay with me if you want to take a detour. At this point, a little thing like time doesn't matter to me or Laboon. To live, to reunite, that's what's important.
Yeah, let's go see our whale, bro!
Luffy,
We're all okay with making a detour.
No, it's really all right. Even if he's in a pinch, he wouldn't want me to worry. Ace hates to show any weakness. If I go to help him, he'll just scold me. Besides, we're rivals in the big pirate picture. Ace has his own adventures. That Viva card shows when a person is in a weakened state, but it also reverts to its original size if he gets better. Uh-huh. If I'm to see him, that's the time. That's why Ace gave me this piece of paper, right? Say, Zoro, you've been sleeping the whole time. Huh? You didn't do it yet, did you?
All right, let's make it official. Here's to our new crewmate, the musician Brock.
Cheers! And then everyone has a massive toast as they fully welcome Brook.
You guys are too kind.
Then we cut to the sacred land, Marijois. Bartholomew Kuma, even with your power, you let them escape? You'd better have a good explanation. I'm the one who has to report this to the top brass. That's my grandson for you. You be quiet, Garp. You were given clear orders to exterminate the lot of them, yet you failed to even bring back the head of Straw Hat Luffy. This is a grave situation. I realize that. What? Relax, Sengoku. Luffy may have brought down Moria, but he's not the type to go blabbing about that fact. Huh. Kuma, don't tell me you felt compassion for those pirates just because they were injured. Your act of mercy won't make them change their course. Even now, their log post leads them closer and closer to Navy headquarters. Yes, probably. I've got some tea leaves. Break out some crackers and let's have a snack. Shut up, Garp!
as Sengoku is just so fed up with Garp right now. I love it. I love their dynamic. You always find it strange that Sengoku is always at Marijois and not Navy headquarters. Yeah, it is strange. I don't think we ever find out why he's always there. Then we cut to the Grand Line. The Grand Line.
Something's falling on us. Rain? It's not rain. It's candy. Ouch!
Hey, it's sweet and yummy. Thousand Sunny.
That hurts. Why candy?
And then we cut to them sailing past a swimming raccoon.
A sea raccoon? It's gonna transform! Run!
And then they come across a round rainbow.
A round rainbow! Wow, it's so pretty. Yikes! There it is! The sea snake current!
And it shows waves that are basically shaped in like long snake-like shapes, just like the Milky Road back on Skypiea. They're all just weaving and winding through the water, like a roller coaster. Speaking of roller coasters, probably won't be getting on one again, since apparently a roller coaster was shown to have its foundation completely cracked here in North Carolina, and I think it's at Carowinds. I think it's a Fury 325, where one corner of the support beams was shown to be completely cracked through, and when the car went across it, it moved. And I'm like, you know what? That is a final destination situation waiting to happen. So speaking of roller coasters, probably won't be getting on one for a very long time because of that. Because you never know what part of is in need of maintenance. And then I heard from my sisters, apparently another ride was out there where the best thing they could do for it was just duct tape it. I'm like, what? Y'all crazy. But yeah, they go across these roller coasters of water waves.
The sea snake current! Hold on tight, we're going through! Hey, Brooke, how about a tune?
Coming right up. Several days later.
We're here! We're finally here! We made it!
It feels sort of nostalgic. I'm getting a little choked up.
It's been one heck of a ride, goes Luffy, Nami, and Sanji respectively. I wonder if we matured a little since then. And then it cuts to Zoro.
You guys had it easy. It took me 50 years. Yo!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ogata. I ain't getting on no roller coaster after finding out that one of them is cracked. And the fact that this knowledge came from someone who saw it from the outside and not from one of the professionals. How do you not have people check on it to make sure it's good? How do you not have people regularly check on
it? We've reached the halfway point. Twin Cape, where we met Laboon, is on the other side of the world, connected to this wall.
I'm glad we got this far without losing anyone.
I can't see the top! This thing is huge!
This is the red line!
And it shows the Straw Hat Pirates actually sailing towards the red line itself.
I'm tearing up. We've been through so much.
When I was just a baby, I came from South Blue via Reverse Mountain, but that was over 30 years ago.
5 years ago, I came from West Blue to this ocean. If we sail around the other half of the world, we'll encounter this wall one more time. And when that happens, I'll be king of the pirates. And then it cuts to Luffy laughing on his own. As the rest of his crew looks at him. We have to be extra careful. And then it cuts to, I think it might be Nami's going like, we have to be extra, or it could be Robin. We have to be extra careful. The sacred land of Marijua, home of Navy headquarters and the world government, is really close by. And then it cuts to Usopp and Chopper laughing, and they left Thriller Bark. Yeah, they're done. We're out of Thriller Bark now. It's several days later. They're gone. They're out of Thriller Bark. Thriller Bark itself is just like a giant island-sized ship. So it's really it's really what you should be saying is they're out of the Florian Triangle and away from Thriller Bark. But that's all said and done now. But it cuts to the Straw Hat crew enjoying themselves. Usopp and Chopper enjoying a pool from Dock 4, or at least one of the configurations that Frankie made. Then it cuts to Zoro as he's lifting weights. And these weights are massive. Like, these weights are 1 ton weights, and he has multiple. So he has like 1 ton, 1 ton, 1 ton. 4 tons he's lifting. Not nearly enough. I'm still soft. I must get stronger. I'm still too weak. Too weak. As Zoro is literally doing push-ups on his thumbs while he's also lifting the weight with his feet. And mind you, this is 4 tons that he's doing handstand push-ups with while the weights are on his feet all the way up in the crow's nest at the top. And then it cuts back to Nami.
Robin, Brooke, Luffy, report!
No good. It's pitch black.
No good. It's pitch black.
Yep, totally dark. Hey, over there, something flickered.
Yikes! Is it the eyes of a sea monster? I'm gonna die! Wait, I'm already dead. Yo!
Bro got claws? Who got claws? Who got claws? Me? Oh, right, I forgot. I gotta clip my nails. All of them. Also, it's the weird way that my nails are set up. Like, they're curved. They don't go straight, they go curved. But yeah, I know it. Don't worry. These are definitely getting clipped because I don't like having long fingernails. They're distracting when I'm playing games and literally doing anything else. Yeah, so I got this is one of the things I was trying to do earlier this morning, but family was getting food and stuff, and I got distracted with it, so don't worry. The same way I shaved off my mustache and trimmed up my beard a little bit, I got to continue with my cleanliness regimen and just clip my nails and keep them cut. Because, trust me, there's nothing more annoying than having long nails for a guy, and you just hear it. You just hear it clacking on stuff because it's all like, no, let's not do that. So yeah, I gotta finish my job. I gotta finish the job. I'm gonna die. Wait, I'm already dead. Yo! Don't feel bad. Your girl hates when your nails grow. Look. I'm just very particular about it. This is part of my cleanliness. Like a man, like I've said this before. I made a short on it. A man must always be clean, always, and that goes not just from him washing his hair, cleaning his face, and keeping himself trimmed, but that goes for every part of him, including nails. All of them must be cut, because I don't like having long ones. They're too distracting. And if my finger clips something, then the nail gets caught, and that's pain. And I can't stand pain because it hurts me. Back to it. I'm gonna die! Wait, I'm already dead. Yo! As it cuts to Nami going, what kind of panties are you? As it cuts to Nami who's listening in going, what kind of panties are you wearing today?
Shut up and act serious!
Hey guys, Shark Submerged 3 has a maximum depth of 5,000 meters. Be careful.
For a skeleton, he sure has guts.
That's another thing. I'm never going on a submarine. After the tragedy of Titan, I am never going on a submarine. I don't care how secure it is. I'm never going on a submarine. I'm sorry, but I'm never going on a submarine. So when I see things in submarines, the tragedy at Titan has now made it so that anytime I see a submarine, I just think of that moment and think about how I'm never going to go on a submarine again. Thank you.
Hey guys, Shark Submerged 3 has a max depth of 5,000 meters. Be careful.
For a skeleton, he sure has guts.
You have questions? Look, it's we'll talk about it later.
Huh? The ship is making this funny sound.
Well, we did pass the 5,000 meter limit.
Oh, is that why? This is no laughing matter.
How deep do Army submarines go? Okay, let's find out. Here's the thing though. Army submarines can handle going in deeper depths because they're built for it. But the Titan submarine itself was not meant to go to extreme depths, least of all down to where the Titanic was, which is already at crushing depths that you need very particular, specialized, and professionally made submarines to do. The only thing that was really secure on the Titan itself was the front and ends. The middle part was not. So, when it was subjected to those extreme pressures, only the front and back ends were able to withstand it, whereas the middle part, which had people in it, could not stand it. And the people were basically crushed instantly with barely anything left. That's how crushing the pressure is. That's how crushing the pressure was on the people on the Titan. They were gone before their brains could even process that it was even a possibility. Do you think there's like another world or some kind deep down in the dark part, like in the dark reaches where no one can really get to? Who can say? We've never explored all of the oceans, so we have absolutely no idea of knowing what all is down there. We've only been able to see what we have been able to reach using, like machines and drones and stuff, because we as individuals can't go down there. We can't go down there. Even the most powerful submarine has its limits, because the depths, as you get closer and closer to the core, like of the Earth, especially when it's in the ocean, that's when the pressure starts to get even more and more intense, to the point where only creatures that are born in that environment can survive. Maybe One Piece is down there? If it is, we'll never get to it. The closest you'll ever get to being in a submarine is Grand Theft Auto or Subnautica. Either one of those two. But in real life, never touching it, ever. But they're all inside the submarine as they're deep, deep underwater past the limit they're supposed to go.
This is no laughing matter! The pressure will crush us like a tin can!
What a phrase to say after what we know. After events that happened like weeks ago.
Look! That's the monster from before! It's still here! What big teeth it has.
And there's like a creature that's underground that has some sort of buck teeth.
Watch out! Whoa! We'll be eaten!
I don't want to go in a submarine.
Chopper, I'm with you.
Doesn't sound like it's going well. Me either.
Oh, wait.
I don't want to go in a submarine.
Me either.
Doesn't sound like it's going well.
Nami dear, I made a nice tart with horror pears that were growing on Thriller Park.
Oh, it looks yummy. We're still in a bind. Delicious.
It's like Sky Island all over again. And I find it funny how they're all just eating the cake. If this is I think this is the scene from the anime where they're all just eating the food and they're all like lamenting, but they're saying like,
This is so bad. Yum. I can't believe this is happening. Yum.
I think it was Chopper who was doing that. And
It's like Sky Island all over again.
Yeah, even if we know which way to go, we don't know how to get there. How do we get to Fishman Island?
and then the shark submerge comes up.
We surfaced! Man, that was fun! Welcome back. It was no good. We couldn't see the bottom of the sea. Is it really down there? Is it it's no good. We couldn't see the bottom of the sea. Is it really down there, Fishman Island? Yo! That was my first ride in a submersible. If we'd gone any deeper, we'd have been crushed. According to the log pose, it's definitely below this point. No good. I should have spoken more about it with Lola when I had the chance.
Huh? And then something bubbles out of the water, and it's that same sea monster that followed them.
It's that thing from the deep! It followed us!
And it looks like a giant sea rabbit.
A sea rabbit! Yeah!
Don't think you can beat me out of the water. Gum gum.
Rifle!
And then it cuts to the rabbit as it gets hit by Luffy.
Somehow it didn't seem so big. Compared to Earth, it was nothing!
And then
Compared to Earth, it was nothing!
and then Chopper's laughing. And then we see something fly out of the sea rabbit's mouth. It spewed out something. And then something's in the air. Huh? A fish?
A person? No! It can't be!
It totally is!
And we get these individuals who fall right down onto the deck.
Ugh! There's something weird over there!
I crushed a human! I'm so sorry. Are you alright?
Oh, I'm quite alright. What about you?
A tail!
Can it be true?
A mermaid!
Oh my god! So many people! Whoa! Thank you for saving me from getting digested. I tend to get eaten by sea monsters a lot. This is the 20th time. I have to repay you somehow. I know. How about octopus fritters?
And we have Kami, the same person we saw in Hachi's cover story after the events of Arlong Park. We finally get introduced to Kami into the main story. Kami, kissing Gorami mermaid, dream job, designer, current job, octopus fritter shop employee. Actually, Hachi's octopus fritter shop employee.
Octopus fritters? My favorite!
Really? Then it's 500 berries for one serving.
You're selling them?
Mistake!
And then Kami is just screaming out loud, and her tongue is like really wavy, and she's got like this big old scream face. Like something you would see out of Beetlejuice. And everyone is just screaming at each other. And that is the end of chapter 490. Onwards to the last chapter of today, 491. Flying Fish Riders, limited cover series number 10, Island of No Survivors. And this island is Annie's Lobby, because I recognize it. They got the big section of Annie's Lobby with the Tower of Law by itself. And it's just in complete and utter ruins. Annie's Lobby is literally Island of No Survivors. And then it cuts to Sanji, who's just praising, "A mermaid! Yes, mermaids, loved by sailors everywhere! The jewels of the sea! Mermaids! I met a real mermaid! So cute! I've never met a real mermaid before. You said your name was Kami?" And then it cuts to Usopp, who goes like,
Hey, did you forget about Kokodo?
Thriller Bark. That was nothing. Do you want to know what struck true horror into my heart?
No, Sanji, let's forget that ever happened.
You guys are just rude.
And Sanji's remembering this to the point where he drops the cigarette out of his mouth and he starts bleeding from the mouth, thinking about the horrors of Kokodo as a mermaid. Trauma literally triggered this man to bleed from the inside.
Huh? Old Lady Kokodo was a mermaid? But she walked.
Oh yeah, you weren't there, were you? Lucky timing.
Old Lady Kokodo was a mermaid? That sounds gross.
Show some tact, honestly.
As Nami hits Luffy in the face.
Sheesh, these men when it comes to mermaids. But she's a very cute mermaid,
as Robin says.
It's my first encounter with a mermaid too. I'm sorry, but may I borrow some money?
What the heck? Look, you're scaring her away. Go away. You're scaring her. Go away.
I can open my skull. Isn't it interesting?
Yes, it's funny.
You certainly came around quick.
By the way, how do you poop?
What the heck are you asking her?
Goes Sanji.
Pooping? Yes, well,
She doesn't poop.
Goes Sanji, because he doesn't want to ruin the image of mermaids for himself.
Kami, aren't you forgetting someone? Maybe there's someone you forgot to include in your fun little chat. Someone like me.
And as Papagu, his name is Papagu. Papagu, because we got introduced to him beforehand. But Papagu's over on the side is all like, how you gonna leave me out?
Oh yeah, I was curious about you. Hey Kami, what's this talking glove?
I'm sorry, I totally forgot. He's my pet Papagoo, my teacher, a starfish.
A starfish? That can talk?
Your pet and your teacher? Isn't that a bit odd?
I let her take me in. We have our reasons. Kami always gives me clams.
She feeds you?
Are you famous? I'm not famous, but I'm a star. You're a star, I'm a star, but I'm not. You're a star, I'm a star, but I'm not famous. Are you busy? No. I'll stick around, but I'm no sucker. Thank you!
And then Papagu is just playing on a guitar, like a small guitar. And he's saying thank you, but everyone has basically ignored him.
See my t-shirt? It's made by Criminal, a very popular fashion label on Fishman Island. And Papagoo is the designer. One day I want to be a designer too.
You were supposed to laugh!
And then Papagu just falls into a depression and slumps on the side of the sunny.
If you're a starfish, then how come you can talk?
I'm glad you asked. When I was a kid, I believe I was human. And by the time I realized I wasn't, I was already speaking like one.
Does it really work that way?
The mind is a powerful thing. In this world, you can do anything you put your mind to. And so I'm the starfish, the up-and-coming fashion designer. Thank you for saving me. I love you all.
Starfish, designer for the criminal clothing ban. Kinda odd that they don't call him Papagu. They just called him Starfish.
It's good fortune that we met you. We were actually a bit lost. There's something we need to ask you.
Wait, Nami! Octopus fritters first! Octopus fritters come first!
That's right.
That's right. I owe you fritters for saving us. I'll arrange to meet up with Hachan. Hachin. Hello? Hachin! This is Kami. I'm sorry we got separated. Where are you now?
Oh, that's you, Kami? Do you know who I am? It's not Hachi.
He paused. Look, I had to be all like, wait, they didn't call him Papagoo? Or it's all like, wait, Nami, octopus fritters first. But it cuts back to them going on, oh, is that you, Kami? Do you know who I am? It's not Hachi.
Huh? Not Hachin?
It's Makuro. You know, the famous idiotic Makuro gang.
Don't call yourself idiotic.
Sounds like trouble.
Huh. Why do you have Hachin's transponder snail?
Isn't it obvious? Because I beat up Hachi.
You're lying! There's no way Hachin would lose to the likes of you!
Well, normally you'd be right. We're no match for Hachi. But this time, we teamed up with the Flying Fish Riders.
Kami? You okay? Thank goodness.
Oh, Hachin, did you really lose to them?
I got careless. Whatever you do, do not come here. I'll take these guys out myself and come back. Don't worry about me.
Hey, Kami, I think I might sell this guy off. An octopus fishman can fetch a high price. If you want to save him, come try. We're at the Sabaody Archipelago, 5 kilometers east of Grove 44. At the base of the Flying Fish Riders kidnapping gang.
No, Kami, don't listen to him.
Pow! And then there's something of them, a sound effect of them hitting Hachi. Shut up, Octonut! See you around! Gotcha.
Hachin!
So about those fritters, this is no time for snacks! As Frankie punches Luffy in the back of his head.
Wait a minute. This Hachin who was on the transponder just now. I feel like I know his voice. It's probably my imagination. It couldn't be.
And then Nami starts sweating.
I'm sorry, Luffy-chin, but can we postpone the octopus fritters I promised you? I have to go save my friend right now!
Hey!
Just a second, Kami. I didn't mean to interfere, but if you're going to save your friend who's been caught, we'll help you. To be precise, these guys will help you.
What about you?
As she points to Frankie and Usopp.
In exchange, you can teach us the way to get to Fishman Island. How's that?
Huh? Are you sure, Nami-chin? You'll really help me rescue Hachin, Luffy-chin?
Sure, but who is this Hachin?
He's the owner of the octopus fritter shop where I work. He makes the best tasting snacks in the world.
All right, people, listen up. We're gonna rescue the octopus fritters even if it kills us. Right.
Because Luffy sees food.
See? They agreed. Do you know the location?
Well,
Grove 44 is just east of the archipelago. If you set a straight course due east towards our Sabaody archipelago, you should run straight into its 5 kilometers before the archipelago proper. From there, we can just ask the fish for directions.
all right. We'd better hurry.
And then Kami just goes
Hey!
towards the sea, and then a whole bunch of sea creatures just pop out of the water. Wow, look at all those fish!
Can you show us the way?
And then Kami is speaking to the fish, and they're talking back to her.
Apparently, they're afraid of the flying fish gang, so they won't go too close, but they'll show us the way.
Amazing! You can talk to the fish? I didn't know mermaids could do that. I didn't know mermaids could do that too.
But how are we supposed to follow them when they swim underwater?
Kami, if you stick around, we could eat all the fish in the world!
Shut your mouth, you!
And then it cuts to the fish as they're helping them travel in the direction of Sabaody.
Wow! Bravo, Miss Mermaid!
Show us the way. These fish will show us the way.
I've never seen
anything like it. The fish have created an arrow in the sea.
It's so pretty. So we just follow them, right?
You're amazing, Kami.
Oh no, I still have a lot to learn.
Hey, don't be modest.
All right, I'll steer.
The direction is 4 o'clock.
Right.
And then Zoro gets up.
Zoro!
Are we sailing? Can we go to Fishman Island?
Hey, Zoro, we got a new guest. Say hello to Kami the mermaid. She's really amazing.
Huh. A mermaid, huh?
Hello?
First time I've seen one.
You erased it! You just erased your memory!
Everyone is literally trying to erase their first interaction with a mermaid being Kokodo and being all like,
Wow, this is the first time I've ever met a mermaid before.
like no one wants to remember Kokodo and her being a mermaid at all.
You erased it! You just erased your memory! I'm so worried. Hachin's voice sounded so weak. I'm sure they're mistreating him.
You know how tough he is. Don't worry,
Goes Papa Goo.
By the way, you guys were awfully quick to take on this mission. Are you sure you're up to the task?
Yeah, we're strong.
I should warn you, our targets aren't the only kidnappers in the area. There are dozens of such crews on the Sabaody archipelago. Trading in human beings is big business in these parts.
Big bigness. I was about to say big, it's on the internet, big bigness.
Is big business in these parts.
They buy and sell humans? How awful.
Mermaids fetch an especially high price. The trio of fishmen who call themselves the Makoto gang are constantly targeting Kami. Hachi, who runs the fritter shop, probably assumed we were kidnapped by them when we were eaten by the sea monster, and stormed into the Makoto gang hideout.
Yes, that's probably what happened. Hachin is such a kind and decent man. It's all my fault.
Octopus. Hachi. Reminds me of that idiot fishman we met that one time.
If it's really him, we won't save him. Not that it could really be him, right?
Usually Hachi defeats anyone he goes up against, but if the notorious flying fish riders are involved,
Who are they?
they've been creating havoc in these parts of late. They're another one of the kidnapping crews. Word is that if those guys are after you, you're finished. Their boss, a guy named Duval, wears an iron mask. No one has ever seen his face without it. It seems they're looking for someone, and they've been stopping every ship that passes through these waters in order to find their target.
Anyway, Kami, don't worry. We promised to save the octopus fritters.
You mean the store owner?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Brooke, play us a tune to set the mood.
With pleasure.
And as they're sailing, we see the fish start to shudder.
Huh?
What's wrong, Kami?
The fish are saying sorry, but this is as far as we go.
Ah, here they come, the flying fish riders.
Where? I don't see anything.
No, not in this.
No, not in the sea, the sky.
And it shows these dudes, these three guys, flying on these, well, flying fish in the air.
Whoa, fish are flying.
Can fish really fly like that?
And they fly past the Sunny, and they just launch bombs at the Sunny.
Ah,
That was a close one.
They're coming around again! Watch out! When those flying fish shoot out of the sea, they can stay in the air for 5 minutes!
Hey, did you see that?
Sure did. No mistake. Those are the Straw Hat Pirates.
call it in right away.
Roger that.
We came for one mermaid and ended up with a
Huge harvest. Master Duval is gonna be thrilled.
hideout of the flying fish riders. Hey, Marakumo gang!
Yes, Master.
Hey, Marakumo gang.
Yes, Master Duval.
The mermaid you want is currently on board a pirate ship. And then it cuts to someone breaking a glass in their hands.
Whoa!
The very pirate ship that I've been searching for all this time. I will kill him. The man who destroyed my life.
To be continued in One Piece Volume 51. Ladies and gentlemen, we have... Ow, bit my tongue just a little bit. We've seen the end of We've seen the end of Thriller Bark, and now we enter into Sabaody. And we have approximately 3 volumes worth of Sabaody, or at least one that leads into Impel Down. We're getting closer and closer to one of the most pivotal, there's many, but one of the most pivotal things that happens in One Piece. We are getting closer to it. So yeah, we officially start all of Sabaody tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So much fun. I can't wait. Hoo, hip, hip, hooray. But everyone, I'm done reading today's volume of One Piece. When I tell you that this has been a long endeavor, 50 different days. 50 days, not counting, 50 days in a row, not counting Sundays, of me always reading One Piece. And I'm enjoying every single second of it. It is an immense honor and privilege to do all of this for all of you. I have so much energy to do this. I'll never get tired of this. I love this so much. Thank you for your support, both financially and in other ways. It really does mean the world to me, and it helps this channel continue to run as it has. And plus, with the channel getting bigger and bigger, that prospect gets even better and better for me, so that this truly does become one of the best things that has ever happened in my entire life. So I just want to say thank you for being here with me, enjoying these One Piece moments. Unless my bro hits me up later about meeting up, we'll probably more than likely play Final Fantasy 16 again and play through pretty much every remaining side mission that we got before we make the final push to end my playthrough of Final Fantasy 16. But all in the process of getting playing through the game and getting closer and closer to the end. I'm rambling, I apologize, and I'm looking at chat at the same time. But thank you for being here for today's reading of One Piece. Let me not keep you here any longer than I clearly already have. All I can say at the end of the day is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then please, because trust me, I say this all the time, but it truly does matter, then please like, subscribe, and share this stream with everyone you know, because, sorry, I'm looking at chat again. Odin's fight wasn't hyped like Bahamut's fight. He was a lot more powerful, though, but it probably was because I was a lot more prepared. But like, subscribe, and share the stream with everyone you know, because because the more the merrier, and because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Also, for those of you celebrating the 4th of July, happy 4th. Eat, drink responsibly. Eat, drink if you drink alcohol. Please be responsible. Be careful out there. And just be merry and enjoy this time as we celebrate independence. And wait until it's dark out before you set off fireworks. Just saying. But we're done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out.